It's Hey Coach with Tim Simpson, Rashad Collins, and Jamal Mondane. Three coaches and friends talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Everybody, how are we doing? It is time for another episode of Hey Coach. I am Coach Tim Simpson. Of course, my co-hosts, Jamal Mondane and Rashad Collins. But today we are without my man, Jamal Mondane. Spent some time with the family, so we definitely wish them well in doing what they're doing. And we can't wait for you to get back to the show. But right now, I'm going to welcome to the show right now, Rashad Collins.
What's going on, brother? Good seeing you. Oh, okay. Let me get a shout out. Let me get my shout out. Yeah, y'all see it. Cobra Kai, baby. Keisha Burke.
Cobra Kai.
Keisha Burke from Jarvis
Now,
Christian College,
now,
baby.
hey,
She made it for
I'm
me.
really gonna give a shout out though. I'm really gonna give a shout out to that what you got behind you, baby. That triple deuce, because that's where I
What?
hail from. 10th Mountain
Third in the
Division,
military,
triple
baby.
deuce to the top, baby. To the top of the mountain,
The
baby. That's where we
deuce.
roll to the top.
Climb the
Jamal,
glory. Climb the glory, man.
we missed
But
we
this
missing
shirt, hey,
Jamal.
hold on. This shirt right here is serious. Y'all don't get it.
Oh, you already know.
Y'all, this is a
Yeah,
military shirt. Boy,
you heard.
upstate New York.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, yes, we are missing Jamal, but Rashard, I think we're gonna be able to hold the fort down. What you think?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about what we're gonna talk about. Let's go.
All right. Well, let's get into it. So let's just go ahead and talk about this thing. Hopefully, we can talk about it, and then it'll go away. It'll die down. But we're gonna re-hit on a subject we talked about last episode with the Juwan Howard and Michigan situation that happened against Wisconsin. Now, I already said what my issue was with it. Okay. Um, I believe that Coach Gard should have just shook Coach Howard's hand and went on about his business. Because as you saw on the clip of it, that's what Juwan Howard was trying to do. He was just trying to shake his hand, get to the locker room, get his guys regrouped, and move on to the next game. But then the coach from Wisconsin grabs him and tries to explain. Now, where I'm from, and I'm pretty sure where Juwan Howard's from, I know from where you from, I know where Jamal from. When somebody comes up to you knowing they did something, listen, if they come to you trying to explain what they were doing, come on, you already know you're wrong. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm sticking to that. I'm always going to say that. He came up to him knowing he was wrong because he called 2 timeouts. 2 timeouts. He wasn't trying to get players into the game. He just called 2 timeouts. Rashad, I've got to hear your thoughts on this.
So my thing is like what you just said. Like if you're not trying to bring in senior players who don't get a lot of playing time, you know what I'm saying? Like the grad assistant that was good enough to, and I might have said that wrong. You know what I'm saying? The grad student that was able to, get on the team. What are you calling timeouts for? For me to scoreboard watch? Because I'm watching the scoreboard the whole time. I'm like, it's a scoreboard for a reason. So you have to look at that. But for me to be in my mindset and be like, all right, I'm gonna kind of walk by you. I may or may not acknowledge you, and I might dap your assistant coaches up and your players and yada yada yada. But you physically touched me. You stopped me.
Hmm.
It was almost like, hold on, boy. That's my point on this. I'm not making this racial. Hold on, boy. Boom. Like, okay, got it. But Juwan has to realize you in the position, you like a teacher, bro. You can't thug it up the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm about to go back and forth with this conversation. I'm about to play devil's advocate. Like, you can't, bro, because if you're trying to recruit a kid and the parents see that you done smacked a whole nother coach on a whole nother squad. But what did that other dude say? Okay, because first of all, I'm trying to figure out how he ain't put his hands on the coach that grabbed him. What did the person who he swung on, what did that person say?
Now, see,
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm
I'm
gonna come
I'm
back to me.
I'm gonna hit you with a line from Coming to America. Aha! Because that's my question too. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
He was saying what he had to say to the head coach, but then they pulled him back, and he was kind of, and then all of a sudden you see that assistant coach come in, yipping yapping at the mouth, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, pimping. I mean,
what did
go for it.
the other coach say? Now, notice, no kids got suspended or for the fight. It was a whole scuffle. They blew
Yep.
that scuffle off so bad, like so quick, like, whatever. They fought. Juwan, 40, 50,000, other coach 10. But like I said last week, and I wish we could do this all the time, recap on stuff that we because I like this. Bro, they didn't even acknowledge any kids that was swinging on another kid, another coach, like it never came up. It was just focused on them. He's a Fab Five player. They never, and when I say they, you know what I'm saying when they never wanted this boy at Michigan.
Yes.
They still got banners
Yeah.
that are in the basement of the whatchamacallit center. Like
In the
when you gonna
basement.
see the Fab Five all together and this dude here. He knew he was. I mean, he was wrong as hell. I mean, no matter my mindset,
I mean, you can't get
the
around
boy
that.
was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man, you done swung on somebody, but it was a whole college fight. But do you realize how they did not even really show that?
I'm gonna say this
I
too.
mean,
It's like I heard. It's also like I heard somewhere. I can't remember who said this. And real quick, Anthony, if you feel like it, jump on camera because I'm gonna bring you into this. Because I want to get the intellectual mind of this. And for those who don't know, Anthony is our producer for the show. He's also my older brother. My brother also studied psychology when he was in college. Because at first, that's when he was going to do, or he was music major. Also studied psychology. And I want to get the psychology aspect of this, but I know he and I heard this saying growing up, and what we used to hear is, don't be black all your life. What that means is not to be acting ignorant in search you if you're in a professional setting, and I love Juwan, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not, but you can't let that switch get flipped. Okay, you get what I'm saying, Rashard? You can't let that switch get. Look, and I've been as a coach now, especially now, and I've been coaching for almost, oh Lord, almost 13 years now. And I've been coaching for almost 13 years, Rashard. My bad. I've been coaching for almost. We probably should go over this stuff before I start saying stuff because you already know how. Anyways,
what?
but
God.
my bad.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Oh God. Okay.
but as a coach, I've been coaching for 13 years now. I have been in situations like that where I'm going to go. I'm looking down the sideline at the other coach like, man, you wait till we shake hands. You wait till we shake hands. You know what I'm saying? You that's when you get that handshake in. You pull them in close. Talk about, hey man, good game. You know what? When I see you on the street, I got something for you. But
Oh my
you can't
God.
just go straight ghetto. You know what I'm saying? It's like they should have said when keeping it real goes wrong. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You can't just keep it real all the time.
Shout
Anthony,
out
what you got?
Dave. Shout out
So
Dave
so what's
Chappelle.
up? What's
Yeah.
up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh my
Listen,
God. Don't be black.
first of all, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I will say this,
Yeah,
and there are there are a couple of things. You got to know the person that is in front of you. Y'all alluded to this last show, right? That Wisconsin
Mm-hmm.
coach should have known who you're dealing with. At the same time, my boy Juwan's got that same responsibility. You know,
Yes.
listen, Ward is, if I'm correct, didn't he play at Wisconsin? Did he play ball at
Great
Wisconsin?
Who?
guard. Great
Yeah,
guard.
yeah.
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100%
Well,
sure. We can look that up. I can look that
so
up.
he
Go
got
ahead, keep talking.
history, and if I'm correct, I think in 2021 there was a whole. I don't know if y'all knew about this. There was a tape leaked by the newspaper, not a recording that was leaked by the newspaper. There were players and I
Oh
guess
Lord.
coaches that were saying things of negative things about the coach, and it was leaked. Right, that was just last year. So you got a
Mm,
coach that may have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Plus, he's the elder statesman, right? I mean,
right.
Juwan's a young buck in the coaching. Whatever his reasons were, all we can do is assume. Now, in basketball etiquette, calling two timeouts at the end of the game when you're up double digits, basketball etiquette says you don't do that. But the truth of the matter is that all we're really doing is making an assumption. We don't know
Right.
what was going on. There may have been something critical that he's trying to get across to his players. Now, with that said, you can still get that done in the locker room after the game. The whole scope is you're still playing a public game. You're still playing on a network television in the middle of the day. This ain't at 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, I, so to Tim's point, you still have a responsibility as a coach, because it's
Yes.
awfully hard. Think about parenting, right? It's awfully hard to tell your kids to keep their hands to themselves when they just saw you put your hands on somebody else. You you,
First of all, my
you
daughter's in
lose
the
your ability,
yeah.
huh?
My daughter. I'm gonna give a
But
shout out. Ariel Nelson. Yes.
yeah,
Gangster.
you're
And
still
real
Yeah.
quick,
Wasn't
real quick,
wasn't
real
wasn't,
quick
wasn't
to
proud
go
of
to
it, but my daughter never got beat up. She's undefeated. Yeah.
now
Real talk.
to back up what Anthony was trying to say, and reiterate what I just said, Rashad. Tell your daughter not to be black all her life. Anyways,
Yeah, black lives don't
but
matter. Hey, black lives don't matter. My daughter,
no, but these
hey,
hands
she
do.
going
But
for hers, bruh. Real talk.
but okay, but to go back to what Anthony was saying, uh, Great Guard's alma mater is Wisconsin was Plattsville. He played
okay,
on the varsity team as a freshman, and then it says something about him going to Milwaukee and then Wisconsin, where he became Bo Ryan's successor, because Bo Ryan was the head coach of Wisconsin
right,
for
right.
years.
Gotcha.
So he was
So
he was
that's
a
his
long time
stomping
assistant
ground.
coach there. Yes,
Yeah.
so he's very familiar. He became one of the most well respected assistant coaches in that area. So like when Bo Ryan decided to step down, he was the obvious choice to take over. So yes, go ahead and continue, please. I just wanted to make sure we got that information out.
Yeah, yeah. So my thing is that um, what's the only thing in the world that you can control is yourself. That's the only thing you
Yes,
control. You can't control what other people do. And as wrong as in retrospect, we clearly know Coach was, again, we're talking about basketball etiquette, right? In terms
right.
of how wrong he was. Even when someone is approaching you, they're clearly in the wrong. I think Jawan tried his best to get himself together before the handshake.
I think
Um,
so too.
but the reality is, he hadn't really completed the job because the moment, uh, the moment you look, we can break it down by second. The moment the coach put his hands on him and went to draw him back into the conversation, Jerome was like, "See, I was, I try to be nonviolent. The moment,
I
the
tried.
moment,
I tried. I tried, and you tested
you
me,
know,
and I failed the
right?
damn
Hold up,
test.
Yeah,
Anthony. I
and
need
and
you
the
to do me a
reality
favor.
is
I need
yeah,
you to do me a favor, Anthony. I need you to take my picture out. I want you to put Juwan Howard's picture where my picture is, if you can. If you can. There's something
Oh, if you could put Juwan
I'm
in front
gonna
of
help the
him, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna help the audience out with a visual here, okay? And this is what we're gonna do. This is gonna be a
Okay.
new segment. My thoughts. Okay, so this is a new breaking news segment. My
Like
I,
like you
thoughts, and
said,
we're
I
gonna
think I
break this
feel where you're
down.
your
going. I think
thoughts,
I feel
and
where
I
you're
got
going.
one
I think
called
I
off
Yeah,
feel where you're
okay.
topic.
going.
Yes.
I
So
think
we
I
so
feel
we're
where
gonna
you're
do this. We're
going.
gonna do this real
So
quick. All right.
yeah, yeah. So what you should have done, what,
And this, okay,
what you
I'm gonna
what
say
you
this real
should have
quick.
done.
This, yeah, and this is what I'm thinking real quick. All right, I'm looking at that picture, and it's
Uh,
perfect because it's like I'm sitting there like, okay, my thoughts, Juwan Howard. Okay, first,
Right,
yeah.
let me get
right,
up off
right,
this
right,
bench.
right.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the professional thing. All right, I'm gonna walk over, I'm gonna shake this man's hand, and I'm gonna keep on moving. On second
Right,
thought,
right.
if he grabs me, if
This
he
is the
touches me, if he says
politically
anything else
correct.
different, oh yeah, this is
Right,
politically
right.
correct. I ain't trying.
This
I'm
is
like I said,
the
I'm trying to get this
politically
network. I'm
correct
trying to get us on a
posture
network.
that he was supposed to display.
Yes,
Like, oh my
yes,
Yeah,
God, what
yeah.
did I do? Like, bruh,
yes.
really, an
And the
NBA
thing is,
squad to pick you up next week, bruh. Like
and,
Michigan
and the
screwed
thing
over
is, like I
all
said,
five of y'all cats. Like the fact that
yeah.
y'all
And what
even
I'm
show
saying is
love
like,
to this,
So
terrible.
so
and
now
Like,
like I said,
listen,
what I'm
I'm gonna
saying
really
is,
play.
go ahead, Anthony, go ahead.
I'm gonna really play. I'm gonna really play something. I'm gonna give y'all this question, and I'm gonna put you back in the screen.
Oh boy, here we go.
All the time we have, and this is not necessarily just basketball related. And again, this is just me asking a question. Okay. All
Okay.
the time we have professional athletes that get in trouble, court cases. Um, they'll sometimes get dropped from a team, but because they're an athlete, they bring in money. Somebody else will pick them up, right? We've seen it all the time. I mean, we lost. Kansas City
Yes,
Chiefs lost. Um, the
Kareem Hunt.
name just escaped me that quick. There you go. Thank you. Somebody
Yeah,
picks him up, right? Because I'm sorry, I know this ain't my show, but it's that workhorse, right? I mean,
it's just
do it,
so
as soon
you
do it.
the
as soon
the
as
Braves
You just as
Heinrich
much part of the show.
joint.
You just as much part.
Yeah,
Yes,
as soon as it dies down, and we can find a way to um, get that person back on a squad somewhere, then that's exactly what we're going to do because they're going to generate money. They're going to make us money. But Juwan is in a quote unquote professional position.
yes.
yeah.
Are we still going? Is he going to get picked up? Is he going to get another chance? I mean, I know he's suspended, um, and
Yeah,
that's
he
for
was
the
Yeah, we all
suspended
know
remainder
for
of
how
the
those
five
turn
year.
out.
games.
For how
Yeah,
many?
five
Well,
games.
uh,
Michigan
five.
didn't fire him. Yeah, they like
Okay,
Well,
first of all, it was
They didn't
Black
fire him
History
as
Month.
of yet. Yeah, that's
right,
I'm thinking that too. We'll give it till the end of the month. Now Tuesday.
right. I mean, breaking
So
news.
so so y'all
It
pull
ain't
they
breaking.
pull that move. It's gonna be an ugly look.
All you gonna hear
Flores
everybody's phone. You
already
gonna hear
exposed
everybody's
the
phone
NFL.
going off.
So nah.
Hey, hey, you gonna hear everybody's phone on Tuesday morning. Dun 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 dun. Adam
I
Schefter coming
We
on.
mean,
We got
could,
this
man.
new
We
thing.
could.
Come on. Well, okay, Anthony. Let me
Oh
answer
I
your
mean,
man.
question.
with
Let me
this,
answer that
that
question.
goes
We're
to
gonna
your
kick it over to Rashad.
point when you talk. That goes to your point about. Listen, it is 2022. We've had a black president. We got a black vice president. That still don't change that you getting pulled over next week because you're doing 6 over the speed limit, right? Our standard, hey, you've got to toe the line better than anybody else.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that is just the
And
reality of the world that we live in, and
yeah,
it's seemingly not fair. But you said it in the show last week. Oh, he gonna pay the price for this.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't matter how wrong the coach was. He's the one that's gonna pay the price for it. That's
100%.
my two
Okay,
cents.
I'm gonna hit 2 points with that on it for you, Anthony. To answer the first question, um, that's what's tough about this whole thing, because it black coaches, NBA, college. You know what I'm saying? College black coaches breaking the ranks a little bit easier. It's easier in college because they know. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at some of these colleges, they say, okay, if we want the elite athletes, sometimes we got to, especially the areas that we're at. Maybe it's better to have a black coach. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's better because then we can get those top athletes. Now, and we're not talking about like, schools like Kentucky or Duke or KU, or a lot of those teams like
The
that.
blue chip
Well,
schools.
Don't even start.
Kentucky, Kentucky,
I'm not
we
blaming them,
bang black
but
athletes,
no, I'm
baby. I
saying,
mean,
but you also got to remember the caliber of that coach. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
what I'm talking. The caliber of that
I mean,
coach.
hey,
Calipari is, hey, that dude's phenomenal. I love that dude, man. That dude, he bring him in. You know what I'm saying? He like Steve Harvey when he's talking about the
does
kids in
he
comedy. Do I
ever
brings you out or do
recruit?
I brings you out?
Okay, pause. So outside of a grad assistant, Calipari don't recruit nobody that's not black.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about. That's
If
what I'm
that
saying.
kid
I'm
ain't a
talking
grad
about when you
assistant,
look at some of the
go
other
to
ones.
Calipari.
Right. But see, look at Michigan in the past with some of their coaches. Okay, let's just talk about Michigan here for a second. Look at them in the past when it comes to some of their coaches. Now they've had a majority black squad, but when you talk about some of the athletes that they're really getting, they haven't really been getting like the top tier athlete. Now the players they're good. Don't get me wrong, but when you talk about some of the other ones, where are they going? What schools are they going to? You know
Right,
what I'm saying? Now Jawan,
right.
let's flip that. Look at Memphis. What has Penny Hardaway done since he's been there? And I'm not just saying he's going after black players, but because of his status,
Because of who he is,
especially playing there.
Penny's done good, but he got about one more year, bro. They about to. I don't. I'm glad you brought this up. I would never go to my alma mater and coach. I went to Jarvis Christian College, East Texas, Hawkins, Texas.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no way in hell I would go to Jarvis and coach. And like I heard on the radio, coaches go to squads to get fired. Bro, they're gonna get rid of you. Like Penny, you're not going to the Final Four. Your squad's been lost, losing like a motherfucker. I mean, you're not doing nothing.
Classroom.
I mean, you had an AAU program. You brought some cats on. You got cats to the Golden State and yada yada. Bro, you getting drugged. Are you coaching or are you just watching your players on the court? Like, I can't shoot jumpers now. Fooling with Magic Johnson, Steve Smith, Anthony Hardaway. Bro, I wanted to be a guard. I don't play in the post when I go to pickup games. Like, y'all know how cold I am out here on the top? Come on, bro. Like, nah, Penny, man. Memphis ain't.
Now you looking like what's
They
his name?
not.
You looking like, what's his name? What was that movie? Oh man, what was that movie with the dude? They were playing basketball. It was Ben Stiller, and I can't remember his name, but the dude's out there playing ball, pickup ball, and he out there shooting. Rain Man. He throwing the
Yeah, I'm
ball over
not
his
out
head.
there doing that, bro. I can't shoot because of Magic Johnson and pinning them. I'm trying to be a guard, bro. I can't play in the post. I'm just
Well,
like, nah,
like I
man.
said,
Like,
the thing that gets me is I don't care what color the coach is. Okay, if you're
oh,
a
me
great
either.
recruiter, you're a great recruiter.
I'm not
You know what I'm
either on
saying?
that. Like,
If I'm looking at especially okay, if we're talking about when my children going to college and they're a great athlete, I'm not looking at number one. I'm not so much looking at the school per se. First of all, as a parent, I'm being honest as I can with myself as where my talent level of my child is. If my child is not a blue chip athlete or an athlete that's
right.
going to make it to the league after that, I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe we be all right. Maybe going to maybe a D2 or a D3 school. Live the college dream.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to do something
Yeah.
else,
We can
that's
go to
great. But
Walmart
if they
Junior
are,
College.
yeah, you can get that. Hey, Walmart pay for your education.
We go to Walmart Junior College. Yeah.
They'll see this. But what I'm saying
You go
is,
to WJCC.
what I'm saying is,
My bad, Ant. Let me
you
stay
good,
on
bro. Hey,
task.
don't.
My
Hey,
bad.
no, I hit you. I hit you with one earlier. You just got us with this one. Okay, so you good. We evened up now. All right. So what I'm saying is, first of all, as a parent, be honest. Okay, that's number one. Number two, look at what's if you're saying, okay, my child actually has the opportunity to go to the league and do something. Now I'm looking at, okay, what program is going to develop him or her
Right.
the best and put them in a
Right.
position to succeed. Now I'm looking at that. Okay. All right. And then once we get that figured out, you know what I'm saying, we find the best fit, then you move from there. So to me, in that sense, it doesn't matter the color of the coach. I don't care about that. But what I'm talking about is the opportunities for coaches of color. Now we all see in the NBA, you know what I'm saying, you mess up, you may not get another opportunity. Look at Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson didn't do anything wrong. He did not do anything wrong. Let's just get that straight. He was asked a question. He responded to that question because it basically was questioning his Christian belief. He
His
answered that
religious
question,
belief. Yes, sir. Thank you for saying
and
that.
and
That's
and
what it was.
yeah, and it. See, so that first of all was an entrapment question, number one, and then he gets removed from the NBA. He gets fired from the NBA and hasn't had another coaching opportunity. And he made the Golden State Warriors. I'm gonna be, let's be that. Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Just
All
like
those
John
picks
Gruden made the
were under
damn
his
Raiders
tenure.
before they went to the. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Why you keep
Yes,
trying to bring
sir.
the Raiders into this? Stop bringing the Raiders into
I'm gonna
this.
bring the Raiders. I'm gonna bring the Raiders up. I'm gonna bring Kentucky up, Nebraska,
Well,
Clippers. I'm gonna
Kentucky's had
implement
more
this
championships than the
every
Raiders.
show. Every
I don't
show
care
I'm
if you
gonna
bring
bring all of
Kentucky
them
into
up.
this, but stop bringing the Raiders into this. Raiders ain't done nothing
But what you
since
said.
John Madden.
Look what you said. Hold on. Real talk, Tim. Because I know I'm on the delay.
Go ahead.
It was like Mark Jackson and two or three other black coaches were head coaches of the year. I didn't do the research. And I'm going to say that every show, Ant. Don't be like, why does this dude always say that? Bro,
False information.
all three of them, they on NBA TV now, sitting on the panel.
Yeah.
And they was bam, 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 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not making no racist stuff. I'm just being like, these cats was all coaches of the year? Wow. How you coach of the year? Toronto. Who was it? Coach of the year. The
Dwayne
coach in
Casey.
Toronto.
And Casey.
Bro, we got people that were like coaches of the year, and damn, you gone, but all right. I know Ant right.
I know.
This dude all over the place. My bad, Ant. My bad. We back. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
We are back. And in a brief pause, I would like to say that Rashad Collins' thoughts and expressions are nowhere indicative of what this show believes. Or
Hey, I had to come on just so I could laugh, bruh. Not the disclaimer. Not the disclaimer.
yeah, the disclaimer, man. I had to hit with a disclaimer. Because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want nobody to get on here like, man, that show, they're raw. I don't know what's wrong with these guys.
They just let him do whatever the hell he want to do.
They need to get some control of that guy. Oh, Jamal gonna be mad he missed this show.
Listen. We in here about 30, so let's take a quick commercial break. I don't mean to step on the host toes, but we'll take a real quick
that's what you're
commercial
supposed
break.
to do.
Then we'll be right back with more Hey Coach.
But I say if you don't, the first segment gonna be 45 minutes.
We'll be right back.
All right, hey, welcome back to Hey Coach. I am Coach Tim Simpson. Beside me is Rashad Collins. We are missing our third and also important, very important member, Jay Mondane. But we're
My man
carrying
Jay.
on. Yeah, we're also being joined by our producer, Anthony Simpson. From time to time, we'll call on him to chime in as well. But right now, Rashad, I want to move on to something we had talked about last show. We were talking about the trades that were going on. And there were two teams we really focused on. That was the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I want to do a post trade segment, okay? Now, the 76ers landed James Harden for exchange for Ben Simmons. Of course, there was a couple other players involved. Paul Millsap also went to the 76ers, while the Nets got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, a 2022 first round pick, and a 2027 first round pick, which we all were a little confused about. But whatever.
Like I
They got
said,
those. Now,
5 years. Like I said, 5 years,
right. I know, right?
2022 to
I know, I
27.
know.
All right.
Yeah, I know. So
I ain't gonna
the
let that
question
ride.
was,
Never.
who actually won that trade? Now, on the surface, like I said last time, it looks like the Nets won that trade. Everybody thought the Nets definitely got better. I'm 100% behind that. I still say the Nets got extremely better. And I was, like I said, I'm sticking with that. I still say also so did the 76ers. Now I don't think that the 76ers should have given up so much. Like giving up Seth Curry, I thought was, like that's because if you look at it, how Harden has been so much successful. He's been so successful. Think about what happened in Houston. He was the main ball handler. He did his thing, but when they closed out on him, he was able to hit shooters. Seth Curry right now is one of the hottest shooters in the NBA. He's up there. He's up there. He's one of the most. I'll say one of the most consistent shooters. To go along with that, however, they've been balling out. Okay, but let's talk
Yep.
about the 76ers first right now. Okay, they played Friday night. Okay, they played Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, which I quite honestly I forgot they were in the NBA. Anyways, moving along. But they played against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and and this is what got me. I was a little worried. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little worried about how that game was gonna go because seeing James Harden and Embiid together, didn't know they won that game 133 to 102. Embiid had 34 points, 10 boards, 3 assists. Harden had 27 points, 8 boards, 12 assists. Now, let's break down the 76ers first, and then we'll move over to the Brooklyn Nets. Rashad, what is your stance? Is it still the same? Do you still think Brooklyn is the better team overall right now? Because I like I said, okay, let me say this. I'll say mine, then I'm gonna share it to you. I still think Brooklyn is. Why? Because in the game they played again, and we'll get to that in a second, they still didn't have Kevin Durant. And they fought. They looked good. They really performed well. They did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we'll break that down and we'll get into that. But the 34 points, 10 boards for MB, 27, 8, and 12 for Harden. What are your thoughts on that?
All right. Let me take a sip real before I start my process.
Remember, classroom.
There will be minimal cursing in this, and I like that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? See,
We're
that's
not.
why
Hey,
that's
okay.
why I love you,
Before you
bro.
start,
Classroom.
when I say classroom, I don't mean inner
Yes,
city
I
classroom.
know. I
Okay,
know.
all right,
No, no. That's why I love you. When you say classroom, that just keeps me on track. Um.
all right, baby, hit it.
So what we on Brooklyn?
No, we're on 76ers.
All right, 76ers. I think they're gonna be all right, man. I think they're gonna be all right because I think James Harden's not a he's not a bum. He just doesn't do old school stuff. Like, he's a younger cat, so it's kind of weird how, like, you run out of Houston, you run out of Brooklyn, and now you in Philly. Like, bro, you can't go nowhere else. I'll I'll BS aside. You can't go nowhere else, bro. Your career has to end here. You was at OKC, you was coming off the bench, you went to Houston, balled out. Your general manager now got you there. But James passes the ball though, bro. He really does pass the ball. It's not
Yeah.
all about me shooting. So, but my thing was, don't screw this man out of a potential MVP joint, because I
Right.
said it last time. DeRozan is getting it. Like, because if you're a scorer, I was never a scorer when I played ball. I was just a dude who was on the court, like, all right, I got to dunk a. Don't, because you want to go for a couple of more threes, mess this dude out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm Embiid, I'm looking like, yo, y'all need to go ahead and make this NBA tally up now. Like, I'm good, right? But DeRozan got something to
Right.
say. But no, I think, and I hate that it's got to go to this point, because we could have had the same topic a year ago. Like, how is Harden going to affect the Nets, bro? You got three cats that can flat out go, and y'all can't make. Like I said, we won the championship, and we were all good, and we all looked at each other like, I'm not rocking with this squad next season. Durant,
Yeah.
Kyrie, and Harden. Come on, man. I know
Look,
LeBron
don't
looking
get into
like.
that. Don't
I
get
know
into that
LeBron
yet.
looking
Don't get into
like.
that yet, because I'm gonna hit that.
I know
Yeah, I
LeBron
know,
looking
right?
like.
LeBron's like, I'll
Hey,
take one of y'all. I'll take one of y'all.
me and Bronny can come here to five. Boy, come on, man. Like,
Don't get into that yet, because
I don't
I
get
want
that.
to
It's
touch on
just
that as a whole.
basketball, bro. It's only five people, bro. It's just
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
If you don't have the
Yeah.
IQ, and people don't really understand basketball IQ, I can sit in my boy Edgar's house, Edgar Olivo. I can sit. Ed's a baseball player. Ed, he'll play basketball. He don't get no damn. I can sit Ed's when we watching the screen. I'll be like, he missed the dude on the right, and Ed will be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude was open. Ed
Yeah.
looking at me like, I'm like, bro, you baseball. I don't know, like, he should have went to first instead of second. I don't know that. I'm like, are you serious? I said, bro, he missed this cat. I'm not going to, Tim, we're going to hoop on the court. I'm not going to give you the ball when I want to give you the ball. I'm going to give you the ball when you need the ball.
Yes.
As somebody
That's
bringing
a
the ball
big
down the court.
difference. Mm-hmm.
Not like, nah. I'm like, man, this boy open. He raised his hand. Are you open? I'm throwing him. That's
Yes.
me. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm 6'6". Everybody think I need to be in the post. To hell with the post. I can see the floor better from the top of the key.
All right.
I'm done. I know Ant like this. Hear this motherfucker. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, the reason why okay, and a lot of people, they were saying the exact same thing. You know, is this going to work with Harden being there? This and that. But what you have to do is you have to look at Harden's career. Okay. Okay. See, I mean, what did he do? You know what I'm saying? He sometimes came in and played the point. You know what I'm saying? They need him to shoot, he shoot. We need to drive the basket, drove to the basket. He's not a selfish player. Now he went to Houston, he was the team. And you saw
Yes.
how good he
Yes.
actually really was.
Yeah.
Okay? And you saw that. And he performed, you know, like crazy, but then they made a mistake of bringing Westbrook in. And when you do that, you know, and like I said, I'm a huge fan of Westbrook. But Westbrook is not. He will not change his game. He's not going to change his game. He's not going to change his game. He's not going to sacrifice anything for the team. And to me, he doesn't even have to sacrifice. If he would just right now rebound and get assists and play defense, his scoring is going to be there, because there's not very many people that can really stop him from going to the basket. Well, what they're doing is if he gets the
He's
ball, they're starting to pack it in and making him shoot. And he's just off. He's
he's got
off
to
right now.
shoot layups,
He's not a
bro.
horrible shooter. Yeah. He's not a horrible
Yeah,
shooter. I've seen worse.
but
But at the same time, he has no rhythm. And it's all mental right now. He's just it's all mental for him. Now,
Westbrook is
go ahead.
so out of sync right now. Like
Yes.
I watch, and I'm gonna tell you. So the next thing, it might be a Clipper thing behind me instead of Temp Mountain. I watch the Lakers. I laugh at y'all. Y'all not the best team in LA. It's the Clippers. Which, as a Clipper fan, I love it. Them jokers are like, what is Westbrook doing? I am a Westbrook fan. I used to hate on Westbrook. Right when Durant left and went to Golden State, I hated him. I was like, man, this dude's trash. And he damn near took them boys to the finals or Western Conference Finals, whatever. I'm like, I will never say nothing bad about Westbrook. It's mental right now. Like, you're not even a bad player. Like, bro, like, you're out of control. You're back at home
Yes.
and are you rushing? Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, come on, man. Slow down. Be Westbrook. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Bro, you got a Laker jersey on. A Laker, bro, I'm telling you now. It ain't, but if I was in the NBA, if I was to go to the NBA, give me the Knicks jersey, the Celtics jersey, the Bulls jersey, and the Lakers jersey. I'm a Clipper fan. You know, really? You about to put that on my chest? No, we're not. We're not putting these boys is trash. And I have been a Clipper fan since 1989. Shout out to Ken Norman. Ken Norman, you are the only reason why I am a god dog.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
there's
Ken,
only
yeah.
certain organizations, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How you put that jersey
Yeah.
on and you out here? You from Cali? What are you doing? Westbrook, come on, fam.
I'm gonna tell you
I'm not
why.
even.
Because I'm gonna tell you why,
Bruh.
Rashard. Here's my thinking on this when it comes to Westbrook and some players like that. For Westbrook, the name on the back of the jersey is bigger than the name on the front. And you hit on it.
Yep.
Or there's organizations. Celtics and the Lakers are the top organizations. When you talk about organizations as far as championship,
The Knicks are
pedigree
trash, but it's the
and what it
Knicks.
means to be what it really means to be a champ. Those are the two top ones. Okay, because no one has won more championships than either one of those organizations.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
that's hands down. Okay, so when I like, that's why I love the colleges that have their college name on the front, no name on the back. Why? Because you're
Penn
a
State.
piece. Yeah, you're a piece. You're not bigger than the school. You're not bigger than this program. You're part of this program. You're going to help this program succeed, but you're not bigger than the program. And I think, and I've seen that even coaching in the minor leagues where I coach now. I'll get players like, "Oh, hey, coach, we're going to be able to put our names on the back of jerseys." No, I don't want your name on the back of my jersey.
Yeah.
Yankees, Yankees another good one. You know what I'm saying? The Red Sox, they have theirs on the back of it. I think some of the jerseys they have their
like
names
I
on the
said,
back of them.
Penn State, Yankees, right.
But yeah, like I said, with some of the guys I coached, they asked me saying, "Hey, we're gonna be able to put our name." No, because then you're focused on people seeing what's on the back of your jersey. You're not the focal point of this organization.
Right.
The team is the focal point. You know what I'm saying? If you have a team concept, team mind, everybody eats, everybody succeeds. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you put your name on the back of your shooting shirt because you can keep that at the end of the season. You want this jersey, you won't buy it from me. But
That boy said the shooting shirt.
but what I'm saying is,
That boy said the shooting
I mean
shirt.
But
I love it.
not even the warm-ups, just a shooting shirt. And your bag. You can get a bag. You can keep the bag. But anyways, but no, all seriousness, I mean, that's what when I looked at that, that's one of the reasons why I did that as a coach. That's the reason why I said I don't want my players' names on the back of their jerseys, because That's all they're going to be like. Oh, because then you get those players that'll get jerseys, they'll take pictures, they'll take pictures to put on their social media on their jersey, and all they're doing is pointing to the back of their jersey, meaning I'm the most important thing.
Right.
Now, if you've ever paid attention to Westbrook when he does his you know how they do the NBA intros, and you know they're getting out on the court and they're about to do the jump ball. What did Westbrook used to do all the time? I don't know if he still does it, but what he used to do all the time when he came walking on the court? Point to his back of his jersey. The back of his jersey, his name. His name.
Yeah.
Never. Who used to do that? I know one great player who used to do that all the time. Mr. Kobe Bryant. He'd come out. He used to wipe the front of his jersey.
Kobe was different. And I was never a Kobe fan, but I became a Kobe fan.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't either. At first, I really wasn't. But then as I watched his career and how he developed and how much of a dog that dude was, because at first I didn't like. I'm gonna be honest. At first I didn't like him because he copied Michael, and Michael was my dude. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, Michael was my dude. All right. That's why I was like, I said he copied him, but then I looked at it, I was like, you know what? You said what?
I said I was never a Jordan fan, and I grew up in Illinois.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you probably can't go. You can't go home now. Yeah, you can't even go home right now.
I go home. I go home with my Clipper gear. They're gonna be looking at me crazy. Like,
well, that's different. You walking home with Clipper gear. They don't care about that. But you say, I'm from Chicago. I'm not from Illinois.
Yeah. Bruh. Oh my God, we get on the hey.
No, we ain't gonna get into that.
Today when you came on here when you was like, we gonna talk about the GOAT. I'm like, this dude bring up Jordan. I'm like, this segment gonna be horrible.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it, because I know you're not a Jordan. Hey, you know what? That's why I did it, because you know what? Guess what's gonna happen?
I was like, all right,
it's okay.
Like,
look, hey, we're not getting into that segment yet. We're moving along. Not yet, sir. So that okay. We're gonna wrap that part up. Okay, with the 76ers. Okay, so I honestly think that is actually going to work better for Embiid. I honestly think Harden is going to elevate Embiid.
Yep.
Because the thing is, isn't Harden the MVP winner? Didn't he win the league MVP one year?
No, I think he got screwed. I think Curry got it over him.
That's right. He did that year. He did get it. That's right. You're right. But the thing is, he's an MVP candidate. Now, knowing he has that on his team now.
He's an MVP caliber player. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an MVP.
Knowing he has that on his team now. Yeah. That might be the thing that pushes Embiid's game even higher than what we're already seeing. Because I think Embiid's phenomenal. Still think DeRozan is a clear winner. Yeah, and he's not selfish.
I love
because he knows. Hey, he knows. First of all, Embiid nor Harden are selfish because they know they're going to get the ball back, and they know at the end of the game, one of those two are going to get the ball. And if somebody pays too much attention to the one, the other one's going to be wide open. And the thing is, you can't leave. If Harden drives to the basket and Embiid leaks out to the 3-point line, you are done. Because if you sit there and try to stop Harden from the going to the lane, he kicking that ball out. Embiid knocking it down. You saw how he did the Harden step back the other day, right? The other day, he did a Harden step back, and he did it correctly.
Missed it.
Yeah, he did the Harden step back from three, and knocked it down. Yes, beautifully. Okay, we got to move on. So I think that's going to be a good. I think that's going to be beautifully.
I think like everybody has said, I think really like both squads worked out. Like, I mean, you got Harden, you replace Simmons with Harden. Like, okay, bam, they was already balling. Got it.
Yeah.
So now you done sent Simmons to, but you got the weirdo. You know, he don't know what he want to do with the vaccination joint, and then you got KD with his little injured ass. Like Brooklyn, like okay, we want to see y'all. We as the fans, I want to see Uncle Drew, KD, and now Simmons. Like, get it. Like, Simmons, your role needs to be the defender. Like let's go. Let's
Right.
go. Defend. We'll hit you with a little slash to the rim. And you can dunk. You can get a little layup. But goddamn, when you get your ass on the free throw line, bro, shoot the doggone shot. Make it. Like, bro,
Now, okay.
don't waste my time. I done hit you with this, and you done messed around and got fouled. Bruh, KD gonna be KD. James Harden gonna be James Harden. Kyrie, you up with
Right.
your little weird ass. Bruh, I don't give a damn if the earth flat or not. Score the damn ball and keep on going. Bruh,
So, hey,
these cats
the
nowadays,
Earth,
and I'm about to
hey,
go, and I know we ain't got no dump button. I'm about to go. I mean, just like, bruh, y'all have a nice squad. Brooklyn has a nice squad. Real talk. They got
hold
a
up, oh,
nice squad.
stop,
You gotta get
time out. Okay, I'm gonna let you get there. We're gonna now transition from the 76ers to the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, hold that thought. Okay, now Brooklyn played Milwaukee on Saturday night. All right, Brooklyn ended up pulling that game out, 126 to 123. Now that game had a lot of highlights in it. I'm talking about in the game. I mean, let me just get to the stats here. Kyrie Irving went off for 38 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. You need to get them assists
he's
up.
that dude.
But the one who surprised me the most, not really surprised me, but reminded me who he was, Andre Drummond. That man has 17 points and 12 boards, and I mean important
Bruh,
boards.
this cat.
Now, another
This
person that
cat.
surprised me was on the other side. The other person that surprised me on the other side, Bobby Portis. 30 points. Giannis had 29
Oh, I
points,
didn't know that.
14
I didn't
boards,
know
and
that.
6 assists. Yes, Drew Holiday had 19 points, 5 boards, 7
Fuck him.
assists.
First of all, the Holidays got 3 brothers in the league. Shout out to their mom and dad. Their family is balling. I didn't know that. I didn't
They
know
said
Buddy had it like that.
Bobby.
From
Yeah.
what you
Okay,
call, bro.
now we're gonna go back to what you were talking about when it comes to Brooklyn. Because like I said, this is where I still say I think they have the edge because number one, KD's hurt. And we already know what KD does when KD gets in the game. When KD's healthy and KD's playing, that dude is unstoppable. There's not a cat in the league that can hold that dude. Not in the paint, not outside.
My
I mean, you're talking
man.
about a legit 7-footer. A legit 7-footer. I'm trying to get not get caught up watching the highlights. But you're talking about a legit 7-footer. I don't care what he's talking about. Oh, I'm 6'9", I'm 6'9". Shut up. You 7 foot. Like I said last show, you 7'12". You 8 foot. So just shut up. Okay? But they can handle the ball like a guard, can post you up like one of the bigs. Come on now. How are you gonna stop that? You can't stop that.
Bro, you got
Really can't.
Aldridge. Aldridge is on this joint. Bruh. Aldridge is solid, and nobody really wants to say that. And I'm gonna give him his props. Aldridge is solid, bruh. Aldridge clocked out last night. Bruh, these cats.
Man.
Brooklyn has a squad. Kyrie, with your weird ass. Stay healthy. Don't do dumb stuff. KD, get back, bro. Like they missing you. We ain't got no Harden, but you got Seth Curry, who can, bro. Everybody gonna focus on you two, and Seth is not a selfish person. Seth is gonna be like, bro, I'm gonna stay in this corner. Throw the rock to me. I got it. I might not make the first one, but I'm gonna make them. Like
Yes.
Brooklyn's got a bro. The Eastern Conference playoffs are gonna be amazing, and I can't wait because we're gonna be still on this platform talking about it, bro.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gonna be ridiculous, bro. Their jerseys are ugly as hell. I don't know who the hell designed that gray and what the hell that is. But that's just
I think it was
fucking
somebody. I think it
terrible.
was somebody within the city.
Just
So
like Puppy's jersey he designed for the Mavs. That's just terrible, bro. Like, who the fuck is
but
designing
don't
this
let's
shit?
not.
Let's
We'll
just
get
get
into it. We'll go
FUBU
into a
to
fashion.
let's just
We'll
get
do a
FUBU
fashion
to
week
design
one
them.
time.
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, we'll do a fashion show
Like
one
that.
time. We might have to write that in, Anthony. We'll work on that. Okay, so like I said, and like you said, you also hit that. You know what I'm saying? Like when Katie's healthy, and you got certain people checking out. Like I said, that game. Let's say that game. Blake Griffin didn't play. Ben Simmons, of course, didn't play, and I'm about to touch on that. Kevin Durant didn't play, and nobody else matters. Ben Simmons, and I'm going to ask you this question because this is where I say this is a toss-up when I talk about that trade. Because the thing is, we don't know exactly how Ben Simmons is going to come back mentally to the game. And, he'd already checked out in Philadelphia after all that stuff happened. You talking about Philadelphia. Now, you talking about taking your Australian self down to Brooklyn? And you think those fans or anybody else is going to be any more kinder to you in Brooklyn? If you couldn't handle Philadelphia, and them fans are brutal, but you know what? They great. They great fans. If you think you
They
couldn't
embraced him.
handle the fans, and they did, they embraced him with all his flaws, and still
They didn't know
that.
this
You did that.
motherfucker couldn't shoot.
Oh, first of all, stop that because he couldn't shoot his entire career. He couldn't shoot his entire career. I bet you this fool was in his bedroom. You know how we used to do when we was kids, Rashad? Balling up the
Lay
paper.
on the bed
Shoot.
and
Hey,
isolate on the bed and shoot.
Well,
Yeah.
he was doing that, and he was breaking lamps. He would have thrown the ball out the window. He done.
Tearing his mama house up. That boy is tearing his mama house up. Bro, I could lay on the floor. I used to lay on the floor. I ain't got no form. But when you lay on the floor, if I don't give a damn, hooper or non-hooper, if you get a basketball and you lay on the floor and you do this, your form is perfect because guess what? You don't want the ball to come down and hit you in the face. Perfect.
Nope.
Now, Tim, you get me at a goal, man, I'm sideways. I'm all over the place. But right
I
here
remember.
on the floor,
I
I'm
remember.
good. Ben Simmons, and I'm going to tell y'all now, he didn't grow up in the States. That's why nobody gives a damn, just like Giannis. Nobody gives a damn. You're not from here, bro. We don't care. Like, whatever y'all did over there, bro, you was a fraud. He was a fraud. He came to LSU. Where did Ben Simmons, where did he go to AA? Where was his school at? Florida? Simmons. Where did he go?
Yeah, I want to say yes. I want to say
IMG?
yes.
Did he go to IMG?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
If not, I'll talk while you pull it up. Ben Simmons, did he go to IMG?
Yeah, you keep talking. Talking.
So y'all didn't realize this cat couldn't shoot? Like I said, they hid this boy behind being the next Penny, Magic, Steve Smith, Anthony Hardaway. That's where they put that boy behind there. Nobody cared that this boy was missing free throws at the line. He dishing stuff great. You done got to the NBA now. Now you got so, I'm not dogging it. Don't hide behind mental health, bro. Do not. You better have a real problem if you about to do the mental health thing. Don't hide because your ass can't shoot no damn shots. You better really be going through some stuff. Me and you been into the military. I done been to Iraq. You done been to Iraq. I done been 15 months. Don't do that. Don't play with that.
And I'm gonna say this, man. That's what bothered me the most.
Alone.
He went to Mount Verde Academy in Florida.
Oh, Verde is in Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
He went to Mount Verde in Florida. But I'm gonna say this, man.
You're right.
Touching on that mental health part is that's why I said we don't know how he's gonna be mentally. Now, for those who don't know, like Rashad just alluded to, being in the military, being overseas, I suffer from PTSD. I suffer from depression, anxiety, along with a multitude of other stuff being in the military and just life in general. But
and
one thing I found is that
we blow it off on a daily. Nah, I'm good.
And it's like okay, look. First of all, can I control this part of it? No, I can't control that part. Can I control this part? Yes, I can control this part. I'm gonna focus on the part I can control. Now, I've always said this: as an NBA player, you have one job. Your job is to play basketball. That's it. You ain't got to. You don't have a second job. You don't have like a
Basketball.
part-time job where you working bagging
Basketball, yeah.
groceries. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you have to do is wake up, eat your breakfast, go get your workout in, and then work on your game. That's it. If that's all you have to do. And like I said, it has been done. Jason Kidd is a great example of that. Jason Kidd was not a shooter when he came in.
Nope.
Not to say he couldn't shoot completely, but he was not a consistent shooter whatsoever. He worked on his game. He got better. He became a knockdown shooter. There's another one we talked. I know we talked about. You and I had talked about one time. That was another shooter. That was another guy that was like that. I can't remember. I mean, say what you want. Say what you want to about LeBron.
The
LeBron
dude from
was not a great shooter either.
that went to Philly, that came from Washington University, that went to Orlando. What they hit this bash talking about injuries. You already know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
The
you
cat that
talking
went
about
to
Fultz?
University of Washington,
Markel
went to Philly.
Fultz. Yeah. Markel
Like
Fultz.
how you damn
Yeah.
near number one, you can't shoot. Like, bro, you're a fraud.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
But
your
like I said,
lifestyle.
you
You're a
have one
fraud to
job.
me. I'm a sportsman. You're a fraud. Like, the fuck?
Hey,
Get the hell out of
if all
here,
I had to do
bro.
is play basketball, I'm telling you,
Come
man,
on,
I
man.
wake up in the morning,
What was my
I'll
man?
be in the gym.
Royce Weiss. What was my man from Iowa State? Royce. He didn't want to fly. Royce.
Oh,
I know I threw you off. Yeah. Royce White or something like that. He got drafted to the Rockets. He didn't want to fly.
yeah,
He's from Iowa
yeah,
State. Like,
yeah.
bro, get the fuck out of here, man. You played Division I ball. My boy Donnell Bibbins played Division I ball at Iowa State. I know y'all got on planes. Stop it. Miss me with the, and I'm not going with the miss me with the mental health. Like, y'all just lazy, bro. I guess I'm ex-military, so I just look at people really, really different. Like, you have no drive. Like, your drive is trash. Maybe because my dad was in the military and he pushed me like that. I get it,
Yeah.
but nah, bro. You don't want to get on flights, bro. You play basketball. Royce, you play basketball, and you not driving from Pittsburgh, Kansas to Houston, bruh. You on a whole flight. You can't shoot.
Oh, you know what?
But you
I
one of
got
the
one more.
top
I got
All
one
right,
more
players in
all
the
example
right,
for you.
damn.
all right. I got to
I
jump
got.
in here. I got to jump in here. I got
Okay,
to
go
jump in
get it
Oh,
here.
in.
my
Get it.
fault.
Get
My
it. Get
fault,
it.
then. God, nah, I know.
So, I mean, I get it. And this is the awesome part of it because one of the things that always intrigues me is exactly what is the weight on an athlete. Now, you talk about flights, and I get it. But look, John Madden never took a plane. John Madden
Nope.
was driven on a bus from every stadium to every stadium because he refused to get on a plane. Okay,
Yep.
so listen, I fly. I don't have an issue with it. I had a job where flew every single week. I still don't like to get on a plane, but I got on
Gotcha.
a plane because it's for some people they can feel claustrophobic. Some people feel like, man, this joke is gonna come down. So I get it that people have those kind of phobias. Now, one of the questions is, my wife said something the other day because the athletes like the gymnasts and the golf girl. I apologize, I don't remember her name. So publicly they're talking about mental health issues, and mental health is now. I please, I don't want to say it's a buzzword. That's not what I'm trying to say. I am saying mental health is much more in the forefront of our athletes really dealing with mental health issues versus before, right? The same can be said for just
Right.
kids in general, right? Did we have ADHD when we brought up? They would just tell us to sit down somewhere, like like like
Better sit down
Right.
before I put you
did
down.
mental health exist
Yeah.
before? Right? Did mental health exist before, or did they just not let us have mental health issues? So
I've had
people are a little bit
PTSD
more
since I was
sensitive to.
5.
Or did they not let us have mental health issues?
so so the fact is that I'm always really curious as to because the reality is that if you have people scrutinizing your life every single day, every single action that you either took or didn't take. If you were indecisive about something or you chose something, like it is so bad now that think about it. You go to eat at Chick-fil-A. Now somebody wants to question your religious beliefs because Chick-fil-A's in the news because of their stance on homosexuality. Well, now because you ate at Chick-fil-A, now your motives in homosexuality be questioned.
And they're not open on
Everything,
Sundays.
especially right. Sign my petition. But everybody, everybody, every free Chick-fil-A sandwich. Uh, so there is this whole underlining issue that I think sometimes on the outside looking in, it does become a little easy sometimes to disregard the fact that maybe that is a lot of pressure. But with that said, the point that my wife made, which I thought was a really good point, in everything that we do, for instance, in athletics, you are always preparing yourself for the next level, right? So when you're in high
Yes.
school, you are honing your skills so that you can hopefully go play collegiate ball. When you're playing collegiate ball, you're trying to hone your skills so that you can perhaps go to the league, right? You are always
Yep.
preparing yourself for the next level. Um, Either we are doing very little to prepare people for the true stresses of being in the limelight all the time, or or you should probably not be in the limelight if you can't handle the stresses of it. One of those two things has got to happen because um, there is pressure. There is innate pressure if you're going to stand out in front of public all the time and you hear athletes talk it all the time. I'm not supposed to be a role model, bruh. You in the public eye, you're a role model. I don't.
Barkley said it.
It's part
Go
of the
ahead.
job, right? You can't be a fireman and be afraid of water. Like you can't you can't take on a
Hold
job
Bet
on.
to be afraid of
against
Time
water.
all
out.
these circumstances
Time
that come
out.
with.
Time out. Time out.
Yeah, go
That
ahead,
boy
go ahead.
just said you can't be a fireman and afraid of water. Look here,
I'm going to
Jay Z.
drown. I'm going to drown.
Uh, boy.
Oh,
Ooh.
please, hey, ooh, let me jump in. Let me jump in. Let me jump in. Let me jump in. Because I gotta say this, Anthony. I gotta say this. You hit something that has
All right, go ahead.
been the biggest pet peeve of mine since becoming a coach. And when I started coaching, I coached at the YMCA, which I love that. I love the kids there. The parents were phenomenal. Okay. But when I started coaching at the middle school, and even when I got into the high school coaching ranks, I started noticing something that was a huge problem. Number one, I said this earlier in the show. Parents do not know their child. They do not know the talent of they do not know the true talent of their child.
They know they
And
level.
the second thing I think that has the thing I think has really destroyed sports in general, that has made these kids that have now grown to adults like Ben Simmons, is that they think that their child should be included in everything. My biggest problem,
The
and
participation
we're
trophy.
here in Kansas. Yes, we're here in Kansas. Okay, Rashard's in Texas. We're here in Kansas. Rashard, I believe you guys are the opposite of Kansas. Well, some schools in Kansas, they don't cut even at the middle school level. They have no cuts.
You good?
So if you're going out for a sport, they don't cut. Meaning, I know as a coach, I remember 1 year coaching, I had over 120 kids coming out for sports, and I was only you're talking about the seventh grade and eighth grade teams. You got eighth grade A, eighth grade B, seventh grade A, seventh grade B. Those are your top athletes. Okay, now you're talking about maybe 24 per squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 24 kids for 12 for A, 12 for B, 12 for seventh and eighth grade. Then the rest are basically intramural kids. Kids that will never ever achieve a level to where they're going to be playing. Now, I loved it because I loved still being able to try to coach kids, teach them something new. Because then hopefully, if they do get into something, they be like, I have the confidence to do something new because my coach told me, hey, still keep working at it. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing. You never know, because I've always believed you never know what you're going to develop in. I said this on how many times by Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was a guard. That dude was 6'2". playing guard, and then hit a growth spurt, went to 6'10". And now you see what he's doing in the NBA. Well, not right now because he's hurt. You see what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's sitting
Okay?
on the
And
bench
that's
because he's a
yeah, that's
goddamn
what it's
bum.
yeah. But his ankle. But what I'm saying is that's been an issue for me is because that's what parents don't let some parents do not let coaches do their job and coach their kid. It's their job to be tough on your kid. It's their job to push them to hopefully they either get to a level or they plateau and they can say, son, daughter, this is not for you. We need to look at something
But
else.
so the question is, so my question is, how do you prepare? Like again, it's all about progression. How do you literally prepare an athlete for the pressures that come with constant scrutiny? Twitter, Facebook, the news, the how do you prepare that athlete to face that constant scrutiny?
Go ahead,
All right.
Rashad.
Well,
Then
let me
I gotta
answer
get
that.
back on that one.
Let me answer that. Look at
Get it.
okay. You talking about? See, we all at a different age. I'm older than both of y'all. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
How old are you?
you're looking at peer pressure. We had peer pressure like Ant, you go to the court, Tim, you go to the court, like, oh, this that cat from South Kansas. He think he good. You looking at the social media aspect. That's where we at now. So social media.
Okay.
Like, you looking like, oh, this cat from over here, South Houston, like, he ain't that good. Kids got pressure on themselves with the social stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with the parents. So me, if I was to have a son right now, and I know this is going off this strain, I'll be like, bro, you're gonna either have to show up or show up or grow up. I mean, like, real talk. Like, okay, I'm gonna take you to this court. I may or may not play with you. I mean, like, you're gonna have to put your name, put your stamp on it. And to me, it's just like the kids are so nonchalant and they too social media about it. They not putting in the work. They just not.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. That's part of the problem right there. Social media,
Yeah,
electronics. Me
yeah, they're
growing
not.
up, I spent most of my time outside playing. Number one, because I didn't want to be inside. My mama said she needed something done around the house. I was trying to make myself scarce. Number
Right,
two, number two.
right. Real talk, girl.
Um,
No, I get it.
but I mean that's serious though. I mean, we spent, Anthony and I growing up, we spent a lot of time outside playing. We
We
weren't in
played
the house.
outside, y'all. We played outside.
But
Yeah.
but I think therein lies where truly the issue is. Most of the kids, so this generation that you have coming up now, are being coached or mentored by people that did not come in up in this current generation, right? So your
Right.
coaches, your mentors, your people that are coached, they came up in an environment where social media was not a thing. So Rashad, you alluded to it. You walk onto the court in your hometown, wherever it was, you you have a horrible game, they're gonna clown on you on the court, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
moment you step foot
Right.
off the club, maybe if you had a couple of your boys with you, they may clown you on your way home. But at some point, there's a disconnect. At some point, you ain't got to deal with it. You're gonna go in the house. They don't know about your game, or they don't know what happened. Or you go across town to some of your other cousins. They don't know about your game. They don't know what happens. There is no disconnect now. So the moment that, the moment that you have a horrible game, somebody posted your stuff on TikTok. Like
Man, what?
you don't get to walk away. You don't get to walk away, right? So,
Right.
and honestly, I think what happens is that you all right, man. You
Yeah, I had a
your
mic I had
mic
a mic
mic.
issue. It
Okay.
yeah, the
So
mic
Okay, I was
yeah,
like,
it
Ant,
fell
honestly,
they
off
talking
it fell off
good.
the
I
desk.
yeah.
heard
My
it.
bad,
I
my
was
bad, my
like,
bad, my bad.
No
My
problem.
bad.
So
I
honestly,
apologize, y'all.
you have a generation of people who are over or responsible for athletes that do not know how to address or how to deal with that. Now, there are some things that are universal, right? So for me, universally, I can tell my kids, you got to work hard because there's always somebody putting in more work than you.
Working
That's a
harder than you.
Yes.
universal,
Right.
time transcendent piece of advice, right? You've got to be able to balance your school. You got to be able to balance your work. You got to be able to balance your relationships. That's a time transcending piece of advice. It does not matter. But
Mm-hmm.
the pressures, the outside pressures, and the influences that now athletes have to deal with, their coaches, their mentors, we never had to deal with that. So our advice may kind of help in some aspects, but I literally have no idea what it's like to grow. Matter of fact, the funny thing to me is, you know, for instance, hairstyles. Kids walk outside without having ever touched a comb. Don't nobody say nothing, right? What would happen if you come out the house when you was growing up and your fro wasn't straight? What was going to happen? You was going to
Man,
clown
You're
mama
gonna
them.
get
grab a
clowned,
rake and
They
take
were
it to
going to
your
hurt your
head.
feelings. they,
bro.
they was going to hurt your
Hey,
feelings.
hey, Aunt, I got to, bro. I told my daughter, I said, I blame y'all. I blame you little females now. My daughter's 23. I said, y'all let these dudes think that stuff was cute. I said, that's why they walking
Mm.
around here with their hair. I look at my barber. I called Tim tonight, like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be late. Did I not? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
I said, my barber coming to the spot. I'm gonna be about 10 or 15. Let Aunt know. He was like, it's at 4. I'm like, y'all know I don't ever do production stuff. I don't ever read it. He was like, yeah, I know,
Yeah, we
but
know.
it's at 4. He was like, it's at 4. Bro, I told my
Caught
daughter,
me
I
at
said, y'all
1:30.
let these cats walk around here with the skinny jeans, the hair just, bruh, there's no way. Look at all three of us right now.
Right,
Groomed.
right.
I
Well,
don't care. Yo, you got
yeah, but
more
that's
hair
also
than
because I
me,
got a
and
I got a receding hairline though.
groomed.
I got a
Yours is
receding hairline, so
receding. You
I
holding
mine will
on.
let
You need to
mine
go
stay.
and go ahead home. You need to go ahead. But
Just let it
bruh,
go. Let it go.
I can't. I can't. I told my daughter, I said, y'all let these boys walk around here and compliment these cats. I said, I look at dudes up free throw line on the NBA, I'm like, so his whole family's okay. This boy hair ain't groomed.
yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
bruh, my mom,
yeah.
my mom passed away in June, bruh. My mom would have been like, ain't no way in hell you about to be on TV and shooting no free throws. My aunt, she's still alive and living here.
Yeah,
Bruh, my family would not have let me. These cats'
That's a
families,
close up
because
too.
these cats is getting it. They getting it.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? They're getting that money.
Eh,
You got your Uncle Jesse done took you to all the AAU stuff. You done
Yeah.
messed around and went to Memphis. You getting paid 56,000, $56 million. You getting Uncle Jesse some money. Bro, they don't care. Like, man, my family would, man, let me
No.
stop, man. My family would never let me
Yeah,
do
Look,
no
and
yeah.
I'll say
crack.
this to go along with what
Shout out
Anthony
to my
said.
Aunt Hattie. My Aunt Hattie would never more in hell let me do them shit like that.
Yeah. But I will say this to go along with Anthony. He said a couple of key points here, and it's first it starts at home with the parent. Okay, first as a parent, you've got to tell your child, and that's the thing that gets me. Because I've heard there's nothing more frustrating than being like a middle school coach and even a high school coach when you're sitting there trying to instruct your player on what to do, but they're listening to what's going on in the stands. They're
Hmm.
listening to dad yell, "Hey, you need to do this. Hey, do this. Hey," and they're going against what the coach is doing. Now, I had an instance. Quick story. Had an instance. I had a parent that was doing that right. Now they were always questioning me about why their child, their player. And I'm not gonna say if it was a male. 'Cause I coach boys and girls, so I'm not gonna say if it was a boy. If I'm gonna say a girl.
Because
They always
your
questioned me
kid
why their player
sucks.
was not playing. I'm gonna get there. They always question me why is my player not playing? Well, we got to work on some things. Well, I think they should play more. And they used to, I mean, yell at us, the coaching staff. Yeah, so I was okay. So I went to the kids at the next game, and I said, hey, you starting this game, all right? I want you to go out there
I'm
and
gonna
give me
let
your
you
all.
see how
I said, I'm gonna
trash
coach you.
you
I'm gonna
are.
coach you. Now I'm gonna coach you. I'm gonna coach you. And they were like, really, coach? Now, first of all, if the player comes to you and says, "Coach, I don't know about this," something should tell you something. You know, that should tell you something.
I've had it. Oh my
Hey,
God.
hey,
I've had it when
He
when
said,
the player
are you
like,
sure?
whoa,
Are you sure?
hey
wait a
coach,
minute, Coach. Hey,
slow down. Pump him, pump him, pump 'em.
hey. So when it came to me, when that player came to me, I was like, "No, we gonna do." I was like, "You been getting the same coach and everybody else get. All right, you got this. Let's go." And I went to my star player on the team. I said, "Hey, play with him, okay? Feed him. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you're wide open. I don't
Feed
want you
him.
shooting the ball for the whole fourth
Let
quarter.
him shoot
Feed
this
him
thing.
the rock. Let him eat."
Tonight is your night, bro.
Let him go. Yeah, it's on you.
Hey,
Shoot.
man. Hey, I'm telling you right now. Tip ball. We get the tip ball. My boy gets the ball. He brings it down. Call the play. Little man or little girl come off the screen, catches the ball right there on 3-point line. I'm yelling, "Shoot! Shoot the J!
Yeah.
Shoot it!"
Shoot it.
He shoots the ball. Dude, he shoots the ball, almost knocked out a cheerleader.
Hit the whole
Almost knocked out a
backboard and
cheerleader.
bent. Wow. Like,
No
hey, that's
backboard,
when you look at the
no got
parents
no
like,
rim, no nothing.
it's
I almost touched it.
showtime.
And I'm like, I'm yelling, hey, good shot. I got the bench on there. I said, y'all better start cheering him on, or ain't nobody going in there. So they're like, hey, good shot, good
Yeah.
shot. So we doing that for the whole first quarter. His dad was up there yelling, "Hey, come on, guys!" Come. And all of a sudden, I didn't hear his dad as much. I didn't hear the dad as much.
Oh.
I can hear some other parents. I actually heard a parent say, "Man, who kid is that?"
Yeah. Yeah. Whose son is
I ain't
that?
saying a word.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
get them
Your
out
kid is
of
trash.
the
Yeah.
game. And
Your
so
kid is
at
trash.
halftime,
We down by
listen,
12 for a reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were down by 15. We was down by 15 going into halftime. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go back to the regular, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up winning the game by 20. Okay. So our team was just that much better. But I told him, I
I've
said,
been
I
in
don't
that
want
same
nobody else
position.
taking a shot. That dude was that kid was 0 for, I think it was like 0 for
Oh, oh,
30.
oh,
It's
oh,
like
oh for
over 0
team.
for 30. You know what I'm saying? He was but the thing was, and I told him, I said, look, I said, you did everything I asked you to do. Okay? That you did everything I asked you to do. Some people said, oh, that's just mean. Why would you do that? Okay, first of all, it was a point to be made. Now, I'm not saying
Right.
the kid was trash. He wasn't trash. The kid was not trash. The kid was not on the level as the other kids were. Okay, and
Right.
that was the thing. Parent came up to me at halftime. Hey, coach, I think you made the point. I said, are you sure? Is this going to be another issue? I was like, are you sure? Yeah, this is what I said. Now, this is what I said. I said, look, when the off season hits, you have my number. If you want your
Bring him to
player
me.
to get better, call me. I have
Yeah,
no
bring him to
problem doing
me.
any type of training or anything like that, and I always made myself available. Even now, today, we practice my minor league team practices. We have kids that come up there that from the high school area. I normally try to stick with high school kids, but I do still coach middle school kids, and I allow them to come to our practices and practice with our players, run through our
Right.
drills. Now, when we get to scrimmage, of course, they have to get off the court, but they go through all of our drills, and I coach them the same way I'm coaching those young men. Because why? That's what they need. They need that. They don't need somebody to sit there and pat them on the back every single time, even if they're making a mistake. Even if they're making a mistake. Oh, hey, that's a good
Right.
job. First of all, I'm not gonna yell at you. Well, yeah, I will. Yeah, but I'm not gonna like get in your face yelling at you. I'm gonna say, hey, look, hey, this is what we work on. Okay, this is why we do this. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when we get in this moment, you know what I'm saying, you know what to do in the exact same moment. And that's what they need. They don't need somebody, playing those, like Anthony said, trying to get those participation trophies. It's not about participation because that's
Oh
not how
man.
life
Right.
works. That's just not how it
Right.
works. What we've done, as a society is we've set this generation that's coming up for failure.
Back.
We just have, because when it comes to sports emulates life. If you really look at sports, it emulates life. Okay, you have structure. If you look at sports as a corporate, corporation, you have your top brass, which whatever level you're playing, there's an owner or it's an athletic director, whoever it is, you have your top brass, and you have your managers, you know what I'm saying, which is, the head coach, the assistant coach. Assistant coach would be like a supervisor. And then you have your employees, which are the players. You have to, if you look at it in that sense, like I look at it that sense when I coach, because the thing is if you do your job as an employee, you get promoted, which means you do your training, you work out, you build on your craft, you're gonna get promoted from number one, playing time. You're gonna start getting noticed. You know what I'm saying? And if you do have that skill level, like Rashad alluded to, you know what I'm saying? You got those guys, them cats coming in now, you know what I'm saying? They going Division I ball, and now they're getting looked at by the NBA. And now you're made to the NBA. Now you just got promoted to the ultimate stage. But a lot of these cats are not making it, or like Rashad said, are frauds. It's because no one
Bro,
corrected their mistakes.
my thing is, and I'm gonna always shout out my nephew. He goes to Johnson C. Smith. They lost first round. CIAA. Shout out to the HBCUs. CIAA. I called him. He don't hit me back. He calls me the next day. They done got bounced. He's like, it's his first year. College ball. I say, it's different, right? He said, yeah, it is. I said, I don't give a damn if you at JUCO or so-and-so. I said, bro, I played college ball. It's a whole different story. It's in high school. I said, like, people ain't gonna care. You was a man. I said, you got to think, you were the man in your high school that gave you the ball, yada, yada, yada. You get a couple of picks and do all this. Ain't nobody picking for you because they picking for the people down in the post. Now you got to create. I said, bro, I said, it's different. It's different. They just lost Thursday, bro. They played in Baltimore. CIAA tournament. Johnson C. Smith. I'm looking like, bro, you transfer. I'm the bad uncle. I'm looking like, yo, get out of here, bro. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere different. Pick a school. But you got to really pick a school to see, like, can you beat the dude that's in front of you? Like, is that dude gone or what? Or you just think you better than him? I'm looking like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna switch it from the college thing to the boom. Come on, man. Brooklyn, y'all got Patty Mills, bro. Patty Mills is he's Parker, bro. He's Parker.
Yes.
And come on, bro. Patty Mills is nice because Patty Mills is not trying to do too much. Like
No.
every coach in America would really be like, I want you to be like Patty Mills. But other coaches like, I want you to be like Steph Curry. No, you're not gonna learn. Like
that.
Patty Mills didn't grow up shooting on NBA goals. My boy, Desmond Wesley. His brother is David Wesley, who played with Muggsy, Alonzo, and them boys at Charlotte, and Dale Curry.
Yeah, Larry Johnson.
He was like, bro, this boy's been shooting on NBA goals his whole life. I'm not surprised. They trying to be like Steph. You might want to be like Patty Mills. I know some people gonna listen to this and not realize what I just said. Bro, Mills is a problem.
Hey, I'm gonna say this real quick, Rashad.
He does his job.
Rashad, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor, Rashad. You keep giving a lot of shout outs to people. I'm gonna need you to at least start charging that, okay? We ain't in the business of getting free shout outs.
These are people who just I went to school with. Ain't nobody got no business. It's just,
I don't
shout out
care
to
who's school with them.
Shout out to
They need to
Anthony
pay.
Simpson. Like when I say shout out to Anthony Simpson,
I'm playing everybody. I'm playing everybody. I'm playing. But please go to our YouTube page and subscribe to Timothy, Rashad, and Jamal. Anyways, so Anthony, you got anything else you want to touch on before we try to move along a little bit? Actually, we probably need to take a break.
Well,
so go ahead and hit what you got to say.
I honestly believe that just like we coach up our players, I think some investments need to be made in the coaches themselves. How do you coach a high school kid and prepare them mentally for college? I mean, We spend so much time investing in the athletic part. How do you prepare them for that next level? But a lot of these, for instance, I've heard, from actual players that in the league, if you're a rookie, you got to go through financial literacy classes and so on and so forth. Why is this the
Yes.
first time that we're talking about this? Right? Why is this the first
Because
time
of
this is being
NIL.
approached? Well, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we truly want, for instance, because we are talking about athletics, if we want our athletes to succeed, you got to start preparing them in high school, right? Because the reality is that there is a difference between that kid earning a participation trophy and that kid that will eventually go to the league. There is a huge gap in athletic ability, in playing time, and in the attention that they get. So the very least, a high school coach should be like, don't get a big head. Matter of fact, you the man over here, let's go watch these dudes play on the other side of town, right? You've got to keep them grounded. You got to keep them where they know that, listen, you may be the man today, but that means nothing about tomorrow. Keep yourself humble. Yeah, you got,
My,
a
my,
thousand
my,
likes on YouTube or whatever the case may be, but keep your head on straight,
Anthony,
because the moment that you set foot on a college court, you're not the man anymore. Maybe you're the man on the
Anthony, what
college
is your
court, but do
problem?
you know how many dudes?
Hold up, wait.
Well, I'm
Let me
just
say this real quick. Anthony, what is your problem? What is your problem?
I don't have a
I
problem.
just said we're
I don't have
trying
a
to move
problem.
on. Why are you bringing up more
no, we're
points?
not moving
I'm gonna
on
tell you
from
what the
nothing.
problem.
You
No.
asked
No,
you asked me, you asked me for a comment, so
and
I
I
made a
will remember
comment.
that next time. I will remember that next time.
No, we're not moving
Listen,
on
this
because
is what I'm saying.
I'm about to address this.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tim.
the reason why I'm
Go ahead.
saying this is because I was in that situation. Here's where I see the problem is when it comes to a lot of high school level coaching. Their teachers coming in to coach. No, I'm not saying Rashad's a teacher, but he's great. He's a great player though. But a lot of them never played, or if they did play, they were one of them
It was just
intramural
high
kids
school.
I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
wanted them
yeah.
intramural kids I was talking about. There was a situation where they brought in somebody who never even played basketball to coach a team. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? What in what world does that work? When I started coaching, I'm not a teacher, so I was one of those I can't remember, it was Rule 10 coaches is what they call it here in Kansas. I don't know if it's the same in Texas or anywhere else, but Rule 10 is what they call it. You're not a teacher, you know what I'm saying, but you're somebody who fits qualifications as a coach. Now, because I was Rule 10, I'm not a teacher. I didn't have to focus on the other stuff. Now, I will give. Now, I'm gonna be like Rashad. I'm gonna give a big shout out to all the teachers out there. First of all, you guys have an unbelievably hard and in most cases thankless job, and you do a really good job at what you do. For the most part, I can only speak with the ones I know. I appreciate the people who actually say I'm actually going to go ahead and go into this teaching field so I can go ahead and take this abuse from these kids every single day of the week. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You guys do a wonderful job. But the thing is what gets me is putting somebody in a situation where they have to grade papers, they have to deal with these kids' attitudes all day, and then you're talking about now they got to go in after school and now they got to coach them. Because I can say it could be me. Because the devil is alive. If I'm gonna be a teacher, and then this fool acting crazy in my classroom, they gonna step in my gym. Oh, Billy, on the line. We dealing with this now. We dealing with this right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's why I say, okay, Rashad, go ahead. You hit what you got to say, Rashad.
All right. So when I coached 6, 7, 8. I coached middle school, so I don't know what they call it in Kansas. 6, 7, and 8th grade girls
Same.
basketball. I told them I had a parent meeting. Once the girls made the team, I had a parent meeting. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all this now. My attitude's bad. So once you come get your kid, the whole gym's gonna stop. If you send the little sister or the little cousin to go get come in the gym, that's good. There's no open practice. There's no parents in the stands. Boom. I go to the
Mm-hmm.
boys. I coach boys. I'm like, made the team. Boom. Okay, we're gonna have a meeting. Boom. I did it. I had the parents in there. I'm looking like, yo, all right, everybody here, cool. Y'all, I have no problem. Give my number. But what I'm not gonna do is have you come in this gym during practice and be like, why is my son not playing? Why is my daughter? I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, and I literally said it. I was like, none of your kids are LeBron. Like, I'm not like I'm the PE teacher. I see what I see. Like, and ain't got the dump button. I can't do what I want to say. But I'm looking like they not they. I love Ant's response. Now I can see. I'm looking like, bro, like relax, fam. Like your kid is not really that good. I'm really
Right.
coaching my
Right.
ass off to make your kid make a layup 2 feet from the basket. Like, relax. You're not gonna come in here and tell your child to shoot from 14 feet out. You're not. I'm not. I'm like, all my practice was close. As soon as you folk walked in the door, bro, my kids would grab the ball and stop. Real talk. Like, oh, Anthony's here. Bro, they would stop. They would grab the ball. We could be on a whole folk. Oh, like, Anthony's here. And everybody would speak, hey, Anthony. And wait till they went to the bleachers to grab their backpack and walk out the damn gym. I'm like, I don't need you watching me. I said, as I coach on this level, it's situational. I ain't running no damn plays.
Right.
Like, I play for what? Because my mindset in basketball, after 1 or 2 denials of the ball, the play's done.
Oh yeah.
That's me. I know you're a coach. I know you're a coach. And that's just how I coach. I'm looking like I coach situational. Like, out of bounds, I will give you the weirdest out of bounds in play. And the other coaches will be like, yeah, you ain't realize, we ain't lining them up right here. Like, everybody gonna be like, over here. Bro, I'm different. Off topic, I know, but that's what I like about this show right here. Like, bro, I'm like, nah. I coach girls. Bro, I coached the same season, Tim. Girls and boys basketball in middle school.
Same here. I did the same. I did the same.
And I messed around. And my high school coach is like, yo, you need to take it serious when you step in the 4 lines, woo woo. So I told my girls that. First game, goddamn fight. I'm like, y'all serious right now?
Okay.
Hold on. A fight broke out because one of the girls got the ball and she elbowed the girl. Now,
Right.
the beauty of this, it was one of them K through 12 schools, but right now we was just K through 10. So we ain't really got the 12. We playing our own team. That girl got the ball, y'all. She hit that girl in the mouth, busted her stuff. I'm like, ooh. They ran up on her. The girl started swinging. Fight breaks out, yada, yada, yada. I pull him to the side. I'm like, yo, y'all tripping. My teammate, my player, she rolled up on me. She's like, this is your fault. I said, what? She said, you said, be aggressive. Don't stop. Once we cross these 4 lines, she's like, this ain't on us. And the rest of the team was like, you know what? Coach, this is on you. I'm like, damn. I'm like, wow. Y'all about to put that on me? That was like, you the one that told us to do this. Bro, it was a whole fight at the damn game. I'm like, what?
That's what
Nobody
happens.
told you to be like the Detroit Pistons and Indiana Pacers.
Oh, same. What'd you say?
I ain't tell you to go out there and
I
screw
heard
on
you,
nobody.
Tim. I heard you. What'd you say, Jamal? Bro, when that girl said, this ain't on us. This is on you. I'm like, that's some real stuff that girl just said. She's like,
You know what
Coach,
that
this
tells me
ain't
though,
on us.
Rashad?
Wow.
Oh,
You know what that tells me?
Oh,
Rashad, you know what that
I'm a
tells
horrible
me?
coach.
Nah.
No.
It tells
That
me
tells
you
me
better
that
not do nothing else
your
around your
people.
players. You better not do
Well,
nothing else
You
around
besides
said
your
that,
what?
players.
but real talk, that means your girls will go to war for you.
Yeah, that's what that
Bruh.
really does tell me. That's what
That
that really
was
tells me. Yeah.
crazy to me. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Them
All
girls
right,
is like,
all
nah,
right.
this is on you.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. and then we're gonna come back with the end topic of the show that will definitely end this show. So
Right.
please
I'm
stay
loving it.
tuned.
I'm
We'll
loving it.
be back with
We can go
more.
8 more hours if y'all want to. We can go. We can get it.
Man,
Ain't
I
got the
gotta work
skills to
tomorrow.
be able to edit. We shit. What? Bro, I don't even know what time we
We'll be back.
started. It's 6:27 right now, man.
I
I'm
know.
loving
We'll be
this.
back with more. Rashad. We'll be back with more. Hey, Coach, with Coach Tim Simpson, Rashad Collins, and Jay Monday. Everybody, welcome back to Hey Coach. I am Coach Tim Simpson, and of course, with me is Coach Rashad Collins. And like I said before, we are missing Jay Mondane, and we're wishing safe travels for him and his wife. But we've had a really good and fun show thus
Jay, we
far.
holding it down,
We've
baby.
been joined. Yeah, we're holding it down for you, Jay. We can't wait for you to get back, baby. But we also have been joined by our producer and my brother, Anthony Simpson, who's also has made this show very entertaining and has brought a different perspective to the show that I'm really loving. So, Rashad, we're going to do something a little different, okay? Now, you brought this up earlier in the show, about Michael Jordan and LeBron James and the GOAT discussion. Here's what I want to do differently. Now, I've gone on record, and my question has always been: everybody talks about, Jordan, who's better, Jordan, LeBron, blah blah blah. Then they say, oh, well, Jordan's been to went to 6 finals and won 6. Okay, and I've also said, yeah, well, he only went to 3 straight finals though. He did twice, but he only went to 3 straight. LeBron went to what, 8 straight finals, I believe. Was it 8 or 9? I can't remember. I don't. He went to a lot, but he
You
went to a
said he
lot.
went to
No, he
the
didn't win all of them.
lot.
He went to a lot, but he didn't win them all. But he went to a lot. He went to a lot
Gotcha.
more finals than Jordan. Okay, he went to a lot more finals. You know what I'm saying? And people say, oh, Jordan, Jordan's team that could beat all them. Well, LeBron never lost in the first round. And I believe he's never lost in the second round. Jordan has quite a few times. Okay, so you got that. And like I said, if you talk about the championships, I don't care. Jordan's got 6. Bill Russell has 11. Okay, they say Jordan went 6 for 6. Bill Russell went 11 for 13. Okay,
Right.
so if you want to talk about that, it is what it is. You want to talk, numbers, whatever. I honestly don't care anymore. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about how great they both are. All right. Now, I know
Okay.
you are not a Michael Jordan fan. I know this for a fact. Okay. You alluded to this.
Not.
So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little segment of nostalgia. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a little segment of nostalgia. Okay. Now, we both have watched the Michael Jordan era. We both have watched the LeBron James era. Okay. So we both can hit on both players with ease. I 100% say that. We both can hit on both with ease.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, who do you think is a better watch? If you're talking about, you have, we'll say, a 10-game sample that you can watch. Who are you trying to watch? Michael or LeBron?
A 10-game sample. I'm gonna go with Jordan because of the flair, the the must watch TV. Like I said, growing up in Illinois, bruh, it was WGN. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a Bulls fan. I'm not a Jordan fan. I'm gonna give him his props. I'm not even a Kobe fan. I'll give Kobe all the props. I'm like,
Right.
yo, Jordan about to play against Dominique. That was TNT or TBS. It was really TBS. If people really
Yeah.
know their stuff. Mike was good. Mike was exciting. I didn't know how much trash that he talked, to other players. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give that question. That answer right there. Like Mike. Boom. Like it was Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He brought the best out of people who were going to. I don't really think you got social media now, and I try not to get
No.
to this point. You got social media now where like cats ain't really going to LeBron like they was going to Jordan. Like Iverson was really just out there balling like this Mike. All right, boom. Nobody's really like, oh, let me make LeBron look silly out here. So I'll leave it at that. I'll stop.
I will say
Mike.
I will agree that to it. I will give that to. I'll agree with you to an extent when you talk about people not going to LeBron. There's one person I can think of who did well.
Really?
I'm sorry. Two people I can think of that did not care who LeBron was, and they went at him hard every single time they played him. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Them two. If you think
I
about
thought
Paul
you was gonna
George,
say
Indiana
Dame Lillard.
Pacers.
I thought you was gonna say Dame. I was
Well,
like, ooh.
No.
No.
I mean, but Dame doesn't
No.
care. Dame don't
You
care.
answered
But
it. You
two
answered
different
it.
positions. Yeah, two different positions.
Right.
Now the reason why I say
You
that is
answered
because think about those series between Paul George and LeBron James when Paul George was at Indiana, which I thought that was his best basketball of his career. When he's playing in Indiana, he was balling. Okay, I just think that he was really balling. Okay, because you got he became Brick City. He became Brick City when he was there with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought I honestly didn't think that I didn't know if that was going to work between Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but I thought if it could, they were going to be disgusting because those are two players that I watched that went at LeBron hard, and they was guarding LeBron. You didn't really see LeBron guarding one of them often, but they were like, hey, I'm going out here and scoring for my squad, and I'm coming at you defensively. You know what I'm saying? So those two are the ones that I really seen it. It when I think of Jordan, when Jordan peaked when he did, there was nobody else that could stop him. I think Jordan peaked at the right time, and when he did, there was nothing you were going to do. Now, I will say, Jordan had when you look at Jordan's, I mean, he had tremendous success over his career. Don't get me wrong what I'm about to say. He had tremendous success over his career. But when the championships came, he had a very short window at his peakness. Because when he retired that first year back, we already knew he had to take some time to get back used to the NBA flow, the NBA game. They missed the playoffs, and they barely missed the playoffs on his return. But came back, showed his dominance. They went to 3 straight finals after that. He went out, blaze of glory, until he decided to come back out of retirement and playing for the Wizards, which was a phenomenal bust. But at times he still showed flashes of being Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, when I look at the success level, as far as like when the peakness hit, Jordan did it real kind of a short spurt. When I say successful in the peak, I'm talking about the championships because, like I said, we've already discussed that. A lot of people always point to Jordan's 6-0 in the finals, and they sometimes dismiss a lot of his other accomplishments until they start talking about, Jordan also had 6 scoring titles and LeBron only had 1. Okay, once again, 2 completely different players. They're two.
Jordan
LeBron was not. I mean,
Jordan
he didn't really
win none of them without Pip.
And
He didn't
let the
win nothing
church
without Pippen.
say
There's a lot of.
amen.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna jump on this topic. Me and my boy Dre Barr, we done talked about this 12 years ago. I'm looking like, boy, they. Go ahead.
Okay, and you're hitting something that I've also said in the past too. When you look at Jordan's teams, he had great when they won the championships, great teams. Before they had Pippen, before they got those other boys that came in, especially when they got Rodman and Horace Grant on him, because Horace Grant was with the first 3 championships, and then they had Rodman, I think, for the last 3.
B.J.
They
Armstrong,
won.
Luke,
B.J. Armstrong,
yeah.
John Paxson, all them boys. So when they had all them boys, he had a squad. When you look at the times that especially when LeBron first got in the league and then he started hitting them finals, can you name me one not even necessarily all-star? Can you name me one top 50 player that was on his team?
That was on LeBron's team?
Yes.
Probably not. Who was they guard? Gibson, Boobie Gibson. Who was the guards?
I think
Kevin Love
his
on
stepdad.
on that original joint. You know what
No,
I'm
I think his
saying?
stepdad was on there.
Delonte sleeping with his mama. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Delonte was.
I mean,
It wasn't. No, that's not his step. That was his step. Bro, I'm sorry, dog. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know. Hey,
Nah, he didn't mean it. I did.
But anyways,
I said it because if you get any contact with this goddamn podcast, we done made it, baby. We done made it. Yeah, you get wind of what I just said. We done made it. Yeah, Delonte West. I'm gonna say it again. I know, and like this.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we get some. We start getting that smoke from LBJ. Boy, you're like, hey, we did it, baby.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm on
hate
top of
mail
the world.
Like that. Hey, boy, that was your teammate. That wasn't me
Hey,
and
I'm
Tim.
gonna be like Scarface. I'm gonna be like Tony
Yeah, that
Montana and
wasn't
Scarface.
us.
I'm gonna have a plane flying in the sky talking about the world is yours.
I ain't sleep with your mama. Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with me. The teammate.
Oh god.
Whatever she was winking at eyes at him.
Okay, so when you look at it, he really didn't have any help. He was dragging them boys along.
They literally exchanged.
Now I would say
he
did have one.
Don't try to go professional, Tim. Listen to what I just said. Delonte and LeBron's mama exchanged phone numbers, and that boy was able to holler at her. All right. They exchanged phone numbers, bro. He ain't just like, I know where the address is. I'm coming through. Come on, man. LeBron either weak or he can't fight. You ain't put your hands on this cat? Like, how, bro? Bro? I wish the hell. Y'all, you done slept with my moms, bro? Yeah, let's get it. It's go time. Y'all, come on, fam. No way in the world.
Oh.
No way.
Okay.
Every segment, I'm about to just get somebody.
Okay. All right. As I was saying, he did have one top 50 player on his team. That was Neil, but Shaq was he was on his decline. He's way on his decline. Shaq was falling down everywhere. He couldn't stay on his feet. But it is what it is. But then after that, LeBron said, "Hey man, I don't know what I'm going to Miami." He said, "Forget what you thought. I'm going to Miami." Go ahead, Anthony.
Dude, my stomach hurt, man. My stomach hurt, man. Y'all got to stop, man. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop, man. Yeah. Oh man. He said,
my fault, man. My fault, bro. I can't.
He said, you come after my mom.
Hey, it's on me. This is all on me.
We got a problem.
Hey, he'd be like, "Hey, man, you coming after my mom? Run me them hands. Run me them hands."
Bro, he put his hands on this cat. Like you, bro. I'm not passing you the ball. And I know when we leave, when my mom walks through the tunnel, the three of us are hugging each. What the? All right. I'm good.
Oh, I know that had to been awkward, man. I know that had to been awkward, man.
Bro,
he walking through the tunnel. Talking
about
"Hey, mom, let me get her."
Think about it. Steph Curry plays
him.
with his brother-in-law. Think about it. Steph Curry plays with his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
You do something. Hey, you want to.
Hey, you know the end of the Thriller video when they walking off and Michael Jackson turned around and smiled. That's how old dude was doing LeBron after he walked out the tunnel with his mouth.
Talking about, I see you at Thanksgiving, son.
Yeah. See you on Sunday.
You still coming over for
See
game
you on
night?
Sunday. Man,
You still coming over for game night, baby? We got Uno. We playing Uno tonight.
Uno.
Oh, man, y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me.
What's the one where they pull, not Tetris, Jenga?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, they're playing Jenga.
On that joint.
Hey,
on,
hey,
that's the real story
LeBron
right
probably
there.
playing Uno. Yeah, LeBron over there probably playing Uno, talking about draw full, draw two,
Dude.
Hey,
skip, reverse.
You know, they got Uno got so many versions now, bruh. You'll get into it with a family member behind Uno, bruh. Like
Uno's coming.
Yeah,
Uno's like spades now. Uno's like spades.
it's worse. It's worse. It's worse.
Yeah.
Trust me. Like
yeah, that's the real topic though, right there, man. That's the real topic right there.
Yeah, we might have to do a show just on that.
It's different, bruh.
Because I'm sure
Sports
if Jordan and
relationships.
James get together, I'm sure when they get together and they talking about GOAT, Jordan be putting down that spades card like, well, at least didn't nobody ever sleep with my mom.
Whoa, bruh, you wrong. You see, Ant, you wrong for that one.
Oh,
at least
next week on Hey Coach.
Man. Bruh.
Look, when I started this segment off and said, or before we got ready to start this segment, I said this is gonna be the segment at the end of the show. I didn't mean it like that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can be professional. Okay, let's get it. What was you about to say?
No, you can't.
I'm out.
I can't. I got options. I got options.
Okay. So, back to their careers. When you look at it in a whole, I think, I don't care who you are. If you want to put Jordan number one, put Jordan number one. If you want to have LeBron number two, put LeBron number two. If you want to put LeBron number one, put LeBron number one. If you want to put Jordan number two, put Jordan number two. At the end of the day, I will say this. LeBron has an opportunity, and you alluded to this, Rashad, to do something Jordan never came close to doing. Actually having the most points in the NBA. Because right now, I think if he plays next year, and I think another year after that, I think he'll be able to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which no one's ever come close to doing. I think right now he leads the league all time. I think I don't think it's not assist, is it? I think there's three.
It's not points. Is it points per season?
It's not.
It's something different.
Well, it's not points per season because Jordan. Well, yeah, Jordan he averaged 30. I think it was like 30.1 points per game. LeBron right now is only averaging 27, or he's averaged 27.1. Rebounds, they're pretty close. I mean, Jordan 6.2, LeBron 7.5. Assists, Jordan 5.3, LeBron 7.4. Steals, Jordan 2.3, LeBron 1.6. Blocks, they're identical at 0.8. You know what I'm saying? LeBron averages more turnovers at 3.5, Jordan at 2.7. They're pretty much right dead even with minutes. Now LeBron has a higher field goal percentage, but barely. And LeBron barely has a higher 3-point percentage. But here's where I give an edge over on Jordan. Jordan was a career 83.5 free throw shooter. LeBron's only 73. And if you remember, for a while there, LeBron towards the end of the games, he was
gonna get fouled.
Yeah.
He passed the damn ball. Of course he's gonna get fouled.
I get more opportunities than you. But no, I mean, yeah. If you look at it like that, it makes sense. Now here's a stat that really kind of
passing the rock to Kerr or Caoch.
Well, here I'm gonna give you a couple stats. Now I know we're really gonna talk about stats, but this one kind of really interests me. Okay, we talk about the advanced stats, player efficiency rating. Okay, you know, a lot of people they're starting to get into that now. You know, the analytics and all that other stuff. Jordan's is at 27.9. LeBron's 27.4. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what none of this stuff means, and I'm a coach. When you look at value over,
appreciate his honesty.
yeah. Now here's another one. I don't know what this one is. I'm gonna look it up. I'll have this information for you on the next show. Value over replacement. I mean, I think that pretty much sounds self-explanatory, right?
Value over replacement.
Value over replacement.
Yep.
Yeah. Jordan is at 116.1. His value over his replacement. Okay. LeBron's at 41 even. 141 even. 141 over 116.
41 is like ridiculous.
No. It's 116 and 141. It's still a big gap in favor for LeBron. That blows my mind.
Yeah,
that really kind of blows my mind that. Now, like I said, I'll do more into that because, they're saying him coming in replacing somebody else. You know what I'm saying, or the replacement that was after them. I'll have to find that out more. But I saw this and I was looking. I was like, wow. Now win shares. Jordan is at 214. LeBron's at 248. True shooting, they're pretty much even. They're pretty much even. Jordan is at 56.9. LeBron's at 58.7. And then usage 33.3 for Jordan and 31.5 for LeBron. What do you got for me, Anthony?
So, yeah, so what I got is I was coming up with the value over replacement. It is defined as a theoretical replacement player, what they would provide, where the replacement player is defined as a player on minimum salary or not a normal member of a team's rotation. So it essentially is, if I've got to pay to replace you, what you bring to the team, your percentage of what you bring to the team over your replacement. So it's a measure to estimate each player's overall contribution to the team versus their replacement.
So basically what you're saying is they're valuing LeBron more than Jordan, if I'm hearing that correctly.
Yes, they're saying that if I've got if replacing your replacement player, essentially, it almost kind of sounds like it's not a percentage, not like 100%, but the higher the number, the more valuable you are to replace.
Wow.
So Tim, who you got? Tim, who you got? You got. Who's your favorite? Let's cut to it. You like Jordan or you like LeBron? And why?
If I'm saying these two, it depends.
Ain't no team. Just the individual.
No, player. I'm not talking about team. I'm just talking about straight player. As a fan, it's Jordan. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a fan, it's Jordan. As a coach, LeBron. Because just like Steph Curry, I love him as a fan. As a coach, I hate that dude because he kills any real technique that you're trying to develop with the player coming up. And now they're just out there just jacking up shots from half court.
It's a different,
and they're going against everything.
Skill set though. It's a different skill set with Steph. You gotta with Steph. Like I tell you, my boy, his brother played with Dell. His name is David Wesley. He said these kids, him and Seth, would be running around and they shooting on NBA goals. You're not in the driveway with the wind and the sun.
Right.
So he said, bro, I'm not surprised by none of this. With me, I'm a Jordan hater, so I'm going with LeBron. Um, Braun had. I mean, I was just saying, bro. Yeah, you grew up in the state of Illinois, man. They force that stuff down your throat, bro. Like living in Beyonce, like, nah, I'm good. Get married, Jay. I'm good. Anyway,
Yeah.
LeBron, he didn't call himself the king, bro. They gave him that stuff. I think it's a if Ant can find it, the Sports Illustrated cover. This
Yeah.
cat,
Yeah.
he literally came into the league with that, and the boy, he been solid, bro. No, he's because everybody wants to compare him to Mike. He's not gonna get the 6 or whatever. He's not whatever Mike got. He's not gonna get that. He's not. I don't give a damn if you're waiting on your son or not. Now, off topic, and I told you I wanted to tell you this. If I'm Bronny, Pops, like, yo, miss me with this, B. Like, no, don't put this on me, because Jordan's kids were trash. Yeah, you went to
Yeah.
Illinois, and
Yeah.
then you end up going to UCF or whatever with your other little brother. Don't nobody know where the F you cats went to. If I'm LeBron's son, I'm looking at my pops like, bruh, don't tell nobody you gonna wait for me. First of all, I'm not even top ranked in my class. Let's get that straight. Then you
Yeah.
about to put me. I ain't committed to no college. Like,
Mm.
where you gonna go? Coach K going. He leaving. So you can't really hit me with the Duke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know LeBron wanted to kind of
Yep.
go to Duke, Carolina, or Kentucky. Bruh, if I'm Bronny, I'm like, yo, bruh, leave me out your conversation. I'm not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
here. Bro, you about
Yeah.
to
The
put me
chosen
on
one. There it
this?
is. Yeah.
Bruh, man, come on, man. I'm looking at Pops like, dog, you done put me in a bad spot. For me to be on
Yeah.
here right now and tell you Michael Jordan's kids is trash, I couldn't beat neither one of these bastards in a one-on-one right now tomorrow. But for me to have
Hey man, you
the
can't
heart to say
look,
that,
man.
bruh, you
You can't.
Jordan's
Hey, you
kid,
can't call
bro,
him
your
that.
kids
Hey,
didn't
listen.
even,
Hey,
bro, your kids didn't even grow up to be close to what you were.
I'm just saying you can't call they daddies in their life, and he loves them dearly. Don't don't call them out
Okay,
their name like
ball,
that.
and we talk trash about ball, but look at the boys. Look at the ball boy. Look at. We talked about him,
Look at the
but you
two of
know
them.
what? The fact I talk trash about this cat. I'm like, man, this bruh. Then when I think about it, as a black father, this man's in his kids' lives. He not
Yep.
coming from,
Pushing them.
oh, my kids are about to make it. Let me get it. I think the wife had, or if she said, I think she has cancer or whatever. Look at
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
bro. Like, I'm talking trash about this man being in his kid's life, hyping his kids up. I'm a hypocrite. Flat out, I am. I'm tired of seeing him. And,
I
oh,
hear
he
you.
hyping this boy that went overseas bruh, he got 2 kids in the NBA. I got 1 kid working in Alabama, and I can't get this mug to just make that goddamn. Can we get 6 figures? Come on, baby. Let's get it. I love my baby.
Anthony, I know
Ariel
you was about
Nelson.
to say something. Anthony. Go ahead and hit us with it. Get this fool off the camera.
I got 1 kid. I need her to make it. Come on, baby. Come on, Ariel. All right.
Y'all hilarious.
Man,
Y'all
extra
hilarious.
dad.
You
Come
know,
on.
the one point that we kind of alluded to that I think about when you're talking about the greatest of all time. Um, you have to put them in their own era, right?
Yes.
The abuse that, for instance, Jordan would take bringing the ball in when they played Detroit with the bad boys. I
Man.
mean, it was
The
football
Knicks.
down there, right? Right, and
Suplex
so
City.
when I mean, that you would pay to bring the ball down. You come down here if you want to,
Very
but you're
bold.
gonna think
Very
Yeah.
twice
bold if
about
you want to
doing it
bring
the
the
next
ball down the
time,
court.
right? So
Yeah.
just between the eras, the nature of the game, Some of this stuff in the NBA. I'm sorry, man. Some of this stuff in the NBA now is so ticky tack. It's just you can't even graze somebody, and it's a foul, right? So, if you're talking about, to me, it's the difference in and I said this, taking a free throw and taking a shot from the free throw line guarded. The
Yes.
shot is still coming from the same place, but the circumstances are different, right? It's a
Yes.
lot easier to
Okay.
make a free throw when everybody's standing on the side, ain't nobody got a hand in your face, versus you're now coming down and you take a shot from the free throw line and you're completely guarded. The nature
Mm.
of the game is different. We talked about
Right.
this before. You talk about LeBron James scoring numbers. The dude came out of high school. He started scoring at 18. His numbers start at 18 years of age, not at after he done attended college. It,
Yep.
it, it, it's hard to compare, right? The best thing to do is
Yes.
say, listen, in LeBron James's time, he is a phenomenal player. In Michael Jordan's time, he was a phenomenal player. Listen,
Right.
Jordan played reportedly with the flu. I saw them carry LeBron James off the court because he had cramps. So to me, to me, it
Hey,
is it
I've
Ooh,
had
is
I
cramps before.
like
Them
it,
things ain't
that.
no. Them
it
things
is
ain't. Them
I
to
things ain't
me
no
like
joke, bro.
that.
to,
And you're
to
right.
me, listen,
Against
I'm
San
not, listen, I know
Antonio.
cramps is
Against
bad.
San
Listen, I
Antonio.
know it's bad.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if I remember correctly, the air was out in the building. Is that right? Am I off?
It was San
Yes.
Antonio.
Wasn't there
That's
something
what I'm
going on with the
saying.
Yeah.
air?
Yeah, supposedly.
Right. So I'm not,
So yeah.
and granted, physically, more muscles you got, when you got cramps, the worse they are. I get it. I'm just saying, when you talk about comparing, let's just leave everybody where they at, because the reality is like you alluded to, Tim, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. Look, dude, has anybody else scored 100 in a game?
No.
Probably some high school kid
So
in Vermont.
So give
Yeah.
credit where
Mm-hmm.
credit is due. Give everybody they do in their generation. Let it be what it is. Trying to compare LeBron James and Michael Jordan is like trying to compare a 350 Chevy Nova with a 2022 Chevy. They're not in the same era. ABS brakes and they're not in the same era. You might both call them muscle cars, but they're not competing with the same technology. They're not competing with the same. I mean, the type of care that James takes with his body, the trainers, the diet,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
He's, so as a physical specimen, the dude is a beast, right?
Yep.
You look at physically the difference between Michael Jordan's stature and LeBron James' stature, and then you compare that to what kind of physical abuse Jordan took in a game versus what LeBron takes in a game.
Yeah.
Jordan would get up off the ground, go to the free throw line, shoot his free throws, and go back to the floor. They played ball when ball was
Yeah.
physical, and he
Yes.
still scored. So again, to me, there is you can't make a comparison. They're different generations. It's a different game. It's the difference in, for instance, the quarterbacks in the NFL, the kind of abuse they take now versus when they only had one bar
Boy,
across the helmet. I mean, for you to score
I
and they
saw a
were
dude get
literally kneeing
clotheslined
you
in a
in the
game.
huddle. They would knee you in the huddle. They would, scratch your eye. And listen, uh, they're different eras. Give them they do in the era that they in, but try to compare. And I know it's almost just kind of a fun debate, but it's not a debate.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're different
No.
players in different eras. The rules were different. The circumstances were different. They are, and I did think that your analogy, like who's the fun one to watch. Now that's a good debate. You know,
Yeah.
to me, uh, uh, there is something to be said for your ability to take a game on yourself and say, even if it's the last shot, I'm going to be the one that gets it done. You
That's
know,
that's that's
Yeah.
gonna be
um,
Mike. That's gonna be Mike over
Oh
LeBron.
yeah.
LeBron
all day.
So when I watched the All-Star game last week and they threw that ball to the corner, I said to myself, I said, do you know how dope this would be if this dude was to hit the last shot at Cleveland? I'm being for real. I really, when they threw the
Right,
ball, I'm
right.
like, you got to think, Steph was getting it. So, like, why did LeBron get the ball? You get what I'm saying? Think of what I'm saying. Steph went
Yeah,
for 50. I don't know what LeBron went for
yeah,
because it wasn't even about him. You was back. First
No.
of all, you're from Akron. You're not from Cleveland. So I'm looking like, if this cat was to hit this would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when he shot it, I thought he had missed it. I got up. I'm in my boy's crib. I'm at Ed's house. Like, oh, this dude done missed it, and everybody's celebrating. I'm like, hold up, he hit it. I said,
yeah.
LeBron. Yeah,
Now I
I
will
said
say this.
that's dope.
Yeah, I will say this, and you know, we're gonna close the show with this, but I would like to replace a word when we talk about this. You know, we talk about, you know, the debate. You know, who's the GOAT? I replace that with appreciate. You know, I appreciate what Michael Jordan did in his career, how he elevated the game. I appreciate what LeBron has done and is still doing. You know, in his age, he's 37, I believe now, and the fact that he's been doing it for so long, like Anthony said, came in the league at 18 years old. I mean, has anybody thought about that now? He came in the league at 18 years old. He's been doing this for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, yeah. I trashed
You
him when he
know,
came to Houston. I came to Houston. He came to Houston, played the Rockets. He scored 13. I'm like, this dude is trash. I was in a box up in the skybox. My boy Dre Barr had won a contest, and we got to see LeBron James. I'm like, they really hyping this cat up. We about to see LeBron James' first game in Houston. I'm like, whatever. 13. First of all, I don't think I can score 13 in the NBA. This boy scored 13. I'm looking like, this dude's not gonna be good. I don't hype this boy up way too strong.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
But
Mr. James.
I just think yeah I, I appreciate you, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And even though Rashad was talking about your baby mom, your mom and your stepdad's situation, uh, I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate everything you had to endure over those years in Cleveland. Everybody, this has been a very fun show. Anthony, bring yourself back on camera. Um,
And come on,
this
baby.
has
Let me
been,
see your face, brother. Let me see your face. Jay, you missed a good one, baby. You missed a good one. You missed a good one,
so
bruh.
Y'all
Yeah.
I
hilarious,
want to
man. Y'all
thank
hilarious.
it's gonna get worse
Y'all
or
hilarious.
better, however you want to look
Oh
at it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad what you
It is
said. It ain't
what
gonna
it
get
is.
better. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
Real
want to
talk.
thank my co-host Rashad Collins, and I want to thank our producer who came a slash host Anthony Simpson,
Oh
um,
man, love it.
and of course, like we said, we miss Jay, but you know we do look forward to him coming back and continue this journey that we're on. So please stay tuned for the next episode of Hey Coach with Coach Tim Simpson, Rashad Collins, and Jamal Mundane.